Hello folks and welcome to this Brisca V8 round 8 and 9 from this current E-Series that we're running. Tonight we're going to be racing around Big Valley Outer Oval and the Hilltop Figure 8, so there's going to be some action tonight. I'm currently by myself, we're still waiting for my co-commentator to arrive. I'm sure he'll be arriving very shortly. The action is going to get started even quicker than that, hopefully. So we're just going to try and get these drivers in, ready for their first heat. Once we're all sorted, so bear with me for now. Just getting the splits, the heat splits, and then we'll start inviting the drivers in. So a slight change to the format tonight from last week. Last week, of course, we ran 2 heats, a consolation and then a final. Tonight we're running 3 heats and the drivers have been split into 3 groups, an A group, a B group and a C group. So they're doing the 2/3 format, and the top 14 drivers from the 2 heats that they race will be going into the final on both tracks. And then we're going to be doing the same for the teams race as we did last time, with the whites and yellows going up against each other, and then the blues, reds and superstars going up against each other. Okay, so we'll start getting some of these drivers in. We'll just alter some of these settings before we do. Okay, I'll just give my co-commentator another invite as well. Just make sure he's got it and he can jump in when he is ready to. These Xbox parties have been playing up this weekend, so hopefully he's going to be able to jump in, and it won't be too much of an issue, but we will see. So yeah, we're going to start inviting the drivers in for Heat 1, which is going to be the drivers from the A group and from the C group. So in the A group, we've got current points leader Terry Hawkins. We've got 507 Luke Smith. We've got 555, which is Sleeman. Got number 13, that's Ashley Crofts. Just trying to get an idea for these numbers. We will be with you very shortly. Okay, so drivers are now starting to come in. So yeah, we've got Richard Smith is also in Group A. And then 345, which is Thomas Andrews. Hopefully they will all be heading in now, and we can get this first race underway on time. So that's Group A, and Group C consists of 146 Grant Lever, the current European Championship, Sean Bowman, champion even, Sean Bowman. It looks like our co-commentator has indeed joined the game, so we're just going to have to try and get him into a party. As I mentioned, they have been playing up this weekend, which is a bit of a pain. Hopefully we'll be able to get him into the lobby. Uh, 375, Harley Spencer is the next driver that's in this group. And then Hot Rod Gaza. And rounding out this group is, of course, Liam Rose. So they've all now had their invites, I'm hoping. Oh, there is one I've forgotten to invite. Okay, just give him an invite, and hopefully, once they've all joined, we can be away. Thank you for the follow, John. If you're new to this stream, give it a follow, and join us here every Saturday for the next few weeks for the V8s. Just going to try and find out where my co-commentator is. So V8s have got 2 meetings in one tonight. And then we've got another meeting next week, and then the following week is the Gold Roof weekend. So at this stage, drivers are desperately trying to get points to qualify for that and to qualify as high up the grid as possible. Okay, we're just going to try opening the party up. As I mentioned, try and stay with us tonight. Don't panic too much if it goes a bit quiet. Xbox has been playing up recently, which is causing issues. Hopefully that won't cause us too many issues tonight. They're doing something slightly different tonight. This weekend in the real racing would of course been the National Purs weekend at Skegness. So the drivers have been put into pairs for this event, and if they score more points in their pair than another pair, then they will be getting extra points for this weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see whether the pairs are working together or not. Of course, the pairs aren't necessarily in the same groups, so they may not be able to work together as much as they'd like. Still having issues here with with these people jumping in. Also a couple of drivers who are jumping in who shouldn't be in. So we'll just try and sort them out. Ah, we have action is in. Have you included your audio, bud? I'm already here, mate.
I know, press the wrong button. There we go, I'm in. Right. There we go, I think
we're all in and sorted.
Yeah, what was going on there? Right.
Well, I have just been explaining to the viewers that there have been a few issues, they call them social issues, don't they, on the Xbox this weekend, where parties have been a bit hit and miss, so
yeah,
if we do go quiet tonight, that will be the reason. Just trying to get drivers sorted and in for this one. Oh, nearly kicked the wrong one.
Awesome. We all nearly
ready to go. I think we just need to get Stock's cart back in.
There we go. That's him in.
He's back in.
Fantastic.
So, Sean, have you had a chance to look over what is going on tonight?
I have, yes. I've had a little look and I've been reading about it. A busy one for us. With two tracks on. And with it being groups as well, it would make it more interesting.
Yeah. So we're doing what they call a 2/3 format tonight.
Yep.
And I've also mentioned that they're also doing pairs tonight, because the real calendar would have had national pairs this weekend.
Yes.
I think we're all ready to go there, so we're going to get the action going straight away.
I have heard of it, but it's a fairly new thing. Oh, it's Lucy track, nice and easy to move out of the way.
Yes, yeah. Won't clonk that there. So, the way they're working it on the Xbox...
Sorry, it's just the way your guy just fell off his car. Just the way your guy just fell off his car. It sort of falls backwards, sorry. It's probably made me laugh.
That's alright, that's okay.
Right.
We're going to try a new camera today as well. We're going to chuck the camera in the middle of the track and see if it doesn't go too dizzy. I don't think it'll be too bad on this track because it is a bit bigger than the inner oval. But we'll see how we go on with this angle. If it does well, Hilltop's going to be one of those where we might have to move about a bit, but we'll sort that near when we come to it. So the drivers are lined up and ready to go, and off they go with their clutch start. And we are sat on the one who didn't set off, Liam Rose. So we're going to change to Stock Carts 345, who leads the way, Thomas.
So only 11 cars in this one.
Yeah, it's a track though where everyone's going to be on the same sort of pace, aren't they? Ollie's already gone a ride there on that
and Richard
second
Sleeman
lap
as well.
Yeah.
He's gone in the wall.
Are you expecting it to be another night that gets dominated by the lower grades?
I would say so around this place. Yeah, definitely. With it being such a big track, it's going to give you a chance to get away. The higher grade drivers are going to need to stop the hitting and just sort of drive the socks off really to try and catch anyone.
Yeah, we're watching, still on board with Thomas Andrews out front. he took a very high line on that last corner, and it does look slow, the high line, but I'd suggest that's probably the quicker line round here.
I would say a high line is a quicker line around here, as we know from running some of our non-contact formulas around here. It's quite an interesting track. High line seems to be a little bit faster, which is a bit odd.
Yeah,
it's just the way the
car
car's handling the game.
Just keep your speed up more, don't you? And
yeah,
Thomas Andrews is looking uncatchable at this stage.
Yeah, well, it's Harley Spencer in second. He was under fire from Ashley Croft. He's looking for a gap, but doesn't look like he's going to try the outside line. Is that going to be the faster? But Harley on the inside. Richard Smith up in fourth, going well there, which is unusual for him. It looks like Ashley Croft has managed to make it stick on the outside. Oh, they've come together on the exit of turn 4. It's a good battle for second here.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on the battle for second because Thomas out front looks very comfortable, but this is a really good battle here, and I'm very shocked to see Richard Smith in fourth place there, not putting the bumper in.
No, I'm not as well. Maybe this is more his forte. Maybe he prefers this track over the other places. I'm sure things will change as the night goes on, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It looks like Ashley Croft has been put in by Harley Spencer.
Thomas has lost the lead.
Something's happened there with his. It looks like he's had a mechanical failure there, as he's stranded on the exit of turn 2. So
he's now down in 11th place. So we're going to try and jump back onto the action. We might jump on board with Richard Smith in second place.
And Bowman's just been put in the wall on turn 2. That was by Harley Spencer there. That's the lad Liam Rose up to third place.
Yeah, crikey.
Another massive, huge hit on turn 4.
I think that was the revenge hit there.
Massive. Harley Spencer back up to third place. But it looks like Ashley Croft is comfortably out front with Richard Smith in second.
We will jump on the action for third, I think, and see how these guys are. They seem to have got spread out a bit. Shadow Luke into fourth place, and Terry, our points leader, down in fifth. Doesn't seem to be going quite as well on this track. Terry's
just been spun out. That's the lad Sleeman through. Ollie Spencer just caught the back end of him and took him round on the home straight. There's a bit of coming together on turn 4. That's around Bowman up to 6th place. So we're on lap, as we're moving around onto lap 12 now.
Lap 12,
they're quite spread out now.
They are. V8 Grant there is looking like he's going to get lapped in the next couple of laps, and he was one of the early pushers from the Reds. I noticed him get up to about 4th, so he's got caught up in the carnage and probably come off worse than any of the others.
It's a different style of track, this, really, to everything else we've seen, really.
I always find with this track, you just got to stay out of the trouble, because any little touch, you can see now, Stockscat, who was leading this race by an absolute country mile, is now being lapped by current leader Ashley Crofts. And these three in front of him, Ollie Spencer there and Liam Rose, are going for it, lap after lap, corner after corner. Top action from them two. I think it's going to be an easy run to the line though for Ashley, and probably, are we going to spoil things and say it's the result of the night? Richard Smith getting second?
Possibly, yeah. I mean,
very early to call it, but.
Oh, and Ashley Croft takes the win. Richard Smith second. That was a good form from him there. It looks like Harley Spencer's going to take third, and that'll be Luke Smith in fourth, Richard Sleeman in fifth, Sean Bowman sixth, Terry Hawkins in seventh, who's going to take eighth, and it was Liam Rose sideways across the start line to take ninth place. It was V8 Grant who just managed to take eighth, and Ollie Spencer rounding up the top 10. And sadly, long-time leader Andrew Hamilton just was down in 11th, just outside the top 10. Which was a shame for him, really. There must have been a mechanical fault. Maybe we'll find more about that later on.
Possibly, yeah. So the job now is to get the drivers who are in Group A out and the drivers from Group C in. Don't know whether you'd be able to see it on the stream or not, but it briefly popped up there with connection issues at the top. In the
I have the
event
same
that
problem.
yeah, in the event that the stream does go down, as I've mentioned 5 or 6 times now, we will get it back up straight away. So don't panic. If the stream does go up and down, try and jump back in ASAP. So drivers from Group B that are going to be coming in, we're going to have Jim Slatter, Jumbo 269. He's going to be coming in to try his luck. With Terry not finishing as well in that one, this is a good chance possibly for Jim to try and catch up in the points, maybe. Okay. I'll just invite these in.
But that was a good showing there from Heat 1. Maybe it was a sort of mix of quite, as we call it, rodding in banger ways, but there's also a lot of action.
Yeah.
Which we have seen from these guys in the past. They never fail to put on a show for us, and I think tonight will be no different.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're not going to see the action that you saw a couple of weeks back at Blue Hill Figure 8.
No.
And I think last week took us all by surprise with how much action there was around the Big Valley Inner Oval.
Yeah.
But what looked like it was going to be a fairly boring race at the start there soon kicked off, and there was some really good action in there, particularly battling for second and third. And hopefully that continues. These drivers have got to get into the top 14 in terms of points scored, so they're going to be looking for positions 5th and upwards, I'd say, to sort of confirm that they will definitely get in. So I think we're getting close to having all the drivers in now. Just check by my list that all the right drivers are in. And none are still in from the first set. I don't think they are. So we should have 12 drivers in.
The Speedbird seems to be the favourite round here tonight.
10 in currently. We're missing Hot Rod Gaza, but he didn't turn up for the first one. And we're also missing... Who else are we missing? Jumbo. I was just about to say, I thought it would be Jumbo.
I was just about to get my list up and have a look.
So from that first race, one of the pairs to look out for is Richard Smith, who's pairing with Grant Leather. Richard Smith picking up a second and Grant an 8th. Not a bad couple of results, that, both in the points.
Yeah, very good start to the night for them too.
No doubt when the pairs got announced originally, Grant was probably worried that his fellow pair was going to end up costing him the points for the majority of this one.
Yeah,
Richard has joined and he shouldn't be in this one.
I did think anyone that was in that did get Richard as a pair would be thinking, "Oh dear Lord," but probably not.
Just doing a bit of administration here, trying to move some of these others out. We've had Sleeman join and Richard join again. Richard probably still high as a kite after that second place. He's wanting to get straight back out. Richard's now gone.
He's not even let it cool down. He's straight back out. He wants to get going again. You know.
Back out in the spare car.
So So who we got? So I'm just checking myself.
So just looking at the pairs in this race, we have Craig Thompson and current world champion Ollie Spencer pairing up, both in this lobby. Do you expect them to see them work together potentially? Potentially
I
not.
would
I
say
mean, they're still racing for individual points, so they're going to want to beat each other. But at the same time, you're not going to want to take each other out if you can help it.
Oh, that's
Just spun you out
there. It was lagging.
It was, yeah. The connection is worrying me slightly tonight, I think is the correct way of putting it.
Yeah, well,
It's like when you go out on track and that temperature gauge starts to rise before you've even got onto the first lap.
Yeah, it's not good. Well, those invites you sent me came through halfway through Heat 1, so interesting.
Oh, okay.
So I did get them. So I appreciate the thought. I was like, oh.
That's alright, mate.
So that's Liam Rose and Tom Story on front row, and they're away.
Yeah.
But Tom Story, a bit of a
Tom Story,
wiggly
slow start. Gillen
allowed
got an absolute brilliant start from the yellow tops to get through into second place.
But he's messed it up a little bit. They're going for Liam Rose, and he's put himself on the wall on turn 2.
Yeah, he just needs to take his time a little here.
Oh, he's up the inside, and he's putting both of the wall. Let's go out Tom Story up to front, first up. But that's allowed Harley Spencer into first. I don't know where he came from at all. That's I was surprised.
Harley Spencer and Gillen are on the same pair for tonight, although Gillen has just been put away either by himself or whoever that was behind him. We're going to change the action to Harley out front, who's just been passed again by Story. Story's only on his second meeting of this series, so he's starting to show some good form here. And Harley not letting him.
That's allowing Spencer up the inside, up to first. There's a great battle for first here. It's a 4-way battle. And that's Jim Slatter up there now, up the inside of all of them. He's got in the wall.
Oh!
And, oh my God, massive coming together. That's Jim Slatter. Seems to be some connection issues there, but
Yeah.
Ollie Spencer, and we've had some casualties there. That's Jim Slatter's gone round, as has Harley Spencer as well. But that's allowed Matt Barnard to come through. I have no idea where he came from.
Ollie and Matt having a great race now out front. Connection issues for those who haven't watched this before. I mean, to be fair, we've not really experienced any so far in this series. This is the first time. But when you see that little bit of a jerk, it doesn't really affect the race. The race isn't any longer, but it just puts you out of a rhythm. So as you get into the game, you start going around the corner. If that hits you halfway around the corner, when it comes back, it's going to shoot you off. It's kind of like hitting a puddle at speed, aquaplaning, or hitting some ice is how I describe it. So you go to turn and it doesn't turn, and then all of a sudden it does turn.
Yeah,
and I think that's where we're getting a lot of the big crashes from. But it's worked out really well for Matt Barnard out front.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying there, and Ollie Spencer going really well as well in second. They're having a good battle, but Barnard just seems to have that edge. But Tom Story going really well in third place, the white top.
That's an impressive position for him so far. Sean Bowman up to fourth, our European champion. And another newcomer, Adam Barrett, in fifth place, 1-2-4 there. Last week's standout performer, Craig Thompson, is down in ninth as we speak. He's dropped to ninth. So he's not having as good a week as he was last week.
Maybe it'd be better going around on the inside, back on the inner oval.
Possibly. With this 2/3 system, Sean, would you prefer to do the first two races or the last two races? Or one and then the third one?
Do
you think that affects?
It can do, yeah. I mean, it's tricky sometimes.
My initial thought would be
1 and 2 would be easier.
If you've not done the first one and you come into the second one cold and you're up against drivers who have just done the first one, they're going to be going up to speed a lot quicker than you. However, saying that, this is the first race out for Matt Barnard tonight, and he doesn't look like his car's been touched.
He's gone really well, to be fair, and like I have no idea where he came from in that that skirmish that was going on for the first. Well, there was a few laps.
Probably the back, to be fair, and that isn't necessarily a bad place to come from on a track like this, because if you let all them others fly into the corner and dismantle each other, basically,
I could be wrong,
just try and sneak through.
Did Bowman get up to second?
Bowman's up to second place. Well, no.
Ollie's dropped down to fourth.
Ollie was in second. Ollie's dropped from second to fourth. Yeah, we're still on board with Matt Barr, so we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I must have missed that. That was and Tom Story's now in third. Bowman's been put in by Harley Spencer on turn 1 and 2, but
all the lead has been taken out.
But
Craig Thompson's taken the leader out. Where is Story?
Tom Story's been stopped.
That's Craig Thompson. Craig Thompson's obviously
up to second, he's
had that final win last meeting. Today it looks like he's back to his normal self.
Matt Barnard's out in front. It looks like Ollie Spencer's up to second there.
Yeah, we're going to try and jump on board with that second place battle, because these lot are knocking bells out of each other. Matt Barnard goes across the line for first. Ollie picking up a popular second place. Jumbo in third. Jim Slatter in third. And Story an impressive fourth there. Take these results down.
Bowman bringing home fourth. Grant Leather in sixth. Liam Rose in seventh. That's Adam Barrett in 9th and 8th. Gillian Bullock in 9th, and Craig Thompson rounding out the top 10, and Harley Spencer failing to finish there down in 11th. Bit of an interesting race, that one, really. I mean, whether the back markers were purposely going for Matt Barnard there, it didn't seem to pay off for him.
No, I think he just had enough of a lead there. So
he was lucky that second place and third also got stopped as well. Otherwise, I think Tom's Story might have come through for that one. That might have been a maiden victory for him. Just a couple unwanted visitors on the track at the bottom.
Yeah, we just put the call out for the A group to roll round. C group will now leave us briefly.
So
we will just move some of. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll invite some of these back whilst hopefully the C group are leaving of their own accord. If not, we'll help them leave.
So in this one, which will be the A and B groups, it will be in this one will be Terry Hawkins, Luke Smith, Richard Sleeman, Ashley Crofts, Richard Smith, Thomas Andrews, Jim Slatter, Matt Barnard, Gillian Bullock, Adam Barrett, or Barlett it could be actually, looking at this, Craig Thompson and Tom Story. So quite a good lineup for this one. Obviously, she'll be wanted to try and qualify through this one for the final. It's only the top 14. So a few will miss out.
So I think we're just missing Stock's cart at this point.
A little bit smoother this week with people jumping in and out. Seems to have getting the hang of it a bit more this week with the splits. So this is a bit better.
Yeah, it's difficult for these drivers who perhaps don't play on these consoles as often to get the hang of it, but they're starting to get there with it.
Definitely.
So we need Ollie to go. Ollie's going. 375. I think he's gone, hasn't he? Yeah.
So as we were saying, as I was saying earlier, the Speedbird seems to be the favourite tonight, as we normally see the Road Cutter as the favourite car. But personally, Speedbird's a good choice, I think. Round here, even maybe a Speed Demon wouldn't be a bad choice around here, to be honest. Which is the Toyota Supra.
Yeah.
But no one seems to have gone that brave for that tonight.
No, definitely not. They seem to favour the Speedbirds, don't they?
Yeah, they do seem to be. It's not a personal favourite of mine. It's not a bad car, but it's not something I'd pick. But I think this one could be lively. We've got Richard Smith out for his final heat. We'll be looking forward to see how he goes in this one. I think we are nearly ready.
Yeah, I think we're all ready. Getting a bit of abuse in the chat here from a chap called Tanky. Tanky, this is a real-life drivers series. They drive Brisca V8 in real life, and that is why they aren't taking people out as much as you would normally see on Wreckfest. If you do fancy racing like that, we do have a Banger League, and you are more than welcome to come and join us. And that will be much more up your street.
Yeah, definitely. If we do the odd stream as well, as we did just run one on Thursday, which was predominantly banger racing and was more wrecking. It was definitely an exciting meeting.
Yes.
So there will be another one of those in the coming weeks. But definitely get in.
We're getting ready involved. To start here. I've just noticed Richard Smith backed off a bit from the yellows there. Is that a game plan, perhaps? Let the carnage happen in front of him and see if he can get through the crashes?
Possibly, but it looks like we have out in front. It's Thomas Andrews out in front. He seems to be dominant again tonight so far. If he can keep it together, whether his mechanical problems come back to haunt him.
Possibly. Craig Thompson moving up into third place. Oh, he's coming to a collision though with Gillen, and
Richard Smith's on the back of him.
Picked him up. He's put him wide.
That was a relatively clean move, and that's allowed Craig Thompson to spin him out on the exit of turn 4. Richard Smith has gone flying round.
Yeah, I don't think Craig Thompson was very impressed by that move from Richard Smith. As you say, it looked fairly clean to me. It didn't look a bad move at all.
No, not at all, no.
But sometimes when you're behind the...
I thought it was a proper stock car move. That was a nice good clean hit, you know. And
push him wide, slip up the inside, and yeah.
And Craig was like, I might have been that. Hit you in the rear corner.
Sometimes when you've got that helmet on and the visor down, though, you feel a hit like that, and it just gets to you, doesn't it? You just want to immediately repay the hit.
You see red, don't you?
We've all been there.
And there's no different on here, really.
This is threatening to become a race here between these two at the front. Tom Story and Thomas Andrews, first and second, and it looks like Tom Story might be catching him very slightly as we go into lap 6. Plenty of time for him to catch him yet, though. How do we look further afield? It looks like Matt Barnard's back up to third. He's going very well around this track.
Yeah,
it resets there.
Richard Sleeman down in fourth. Looks like he's going to be overtaken. On the outside, there's a good battle for them with Luke Smith. Not Duke, sorry, I got me names a bit over. Richard Sleep. Jim Slatter, there we go. I get out eventually. Jim Slatter around the outside. And they've come together on the back straight. That's Jim Slatter and Richard Sleeman there on the back straight. So that's going to allow Luke Smith up to fourth place.
Tom's going in for a shot here on the leader. Has it worked? It's not worked for him. Looked like it was initially going to work for him, and then he sort of got himself stuck on the wall, and that allowed Thomas Andrews back into the lead. think he was a bit impatient there myself. I think he possibly could have waited a couple laps for that move. And he's going to have to do that work again now to try and catch back up. These back markers might help him though as they come across Ashley Crofts a lap down and Slick, that is Andrew. Sorry, Adam. Adam
just having a brief look at the lap times there. It's Jim Slatter down in 7th with the fastest lap time of a 20 dead.
Tom Story goes in again on first place. He's made it stick. This time it's worked. Just noticed though out the corner of our screen, Matt Barnard in 3rd place now moves up to 2nd, and he's really got his foot down tonight. He's catching Story up out front.
Thomas Andrews just end over end on turns 3 and 4. He'll feel that one. He's looks like not a very good night for him at all.
No, one driver that is going well tonight is Shadow Luke there in 4th place. I think he's got a bit to prove tonight. Oh, Craig Thompson going for a hit on the leader, Tom Story. Tom Story still in 1st place though, because Matt Barnard has also been taken out by Craig Thompson. Tom Story just needs to recompose himself there. Gillen going in for a shot. I think he was going in for a shot. He's missed him though. And Tom Story should have a drive now to get away from that. Jim Slatter up to 3rd. It's coming clumps the action.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one tonight. I mean, it's odd to see Craig Thompson down in 12th after his dominant wins from last week. There's another what's going on there.
He was going really quick last week, and
whether he thought I've proved myself now, I don't need to bother again. I can, but Matt Barnard will probably want to sit back here as he looks to lap Craig Thompson. I would probably, or he's going to try up the inside, and he's put Craig Thompson in. It was probably a wise move there. Jim Slatter has managed to close the gap, and Terry Hawkins as well, also closing the gap on Jim Slatter. But way out front is Tom Story on lap 15.
It looks like he's going to take his first win here, and a very much deserved win.
Definitely, and it's Craig
just
Thompson
got
getting
through
the
there
away.
with Craig Thompson.
As he comes down the home straight, Tom Story takes his maiden victory, and we should see Matt Barnard, as long as he can stay out of trouble here. He comes home in 2nd, Jim Slatter in 3rd place, Terry Hawkins coming home in 4th, Richard Smith, a good finish for him in 5th. That's another good place for him, a nice top 5 finish for him.
Great place for him. He's got to be one of the favourites for the final, I think, going into it.
It could be,
if you think back to the start of that race, he went all the way to the back, courtesy of Craig Thompson.
Yeah.
And he's managed to fight his way back to 5th place, getting past the British champion, Luke Smith there. So,
yeah, definitely.
Very impressive drive, that.
Well, if we look back from our meeting on Thursday, our final winner on that meeting on Thursday was the driver who came 5th in both the heats. So it could be a similar situation tonight.
Definitely.
Play it cool, stay out of the way, and then with a longer race sometimes on the cards. But with people like Craig Thompson on the track, you might want to stay out of the way.
So we've got another man in the chat there mentioning about the wrecking. So just to reiterate, this is the Brisca V8 series, real life drivers. These are not banger drivers, and they are filling out the current season on the Xbox, giving you guys a look at how they drive on a console. Obviously, try and get yourselves to the track in real life and go and support some of these drivers. I'm sure some of them would have a chat with you. Tracks up and down the country. If you do want banger racing, we do provide banger racing as well, but not on a Saturday night.
No, sadly not. Not on here. There will be. If you follow the stream, you will see some at some point in the future. We do have some plans, so look out for them.
Yeah, so I don't know whether we've got the points update yet for who's qualified. I think there's a few drivers that are definitely through. But we'll wait for the official word on who's got in and who hasn't.
So
I think drivers that'll definitely be through. Matt Barnard is way out in front points wise. So what we might do, whilst they're waiting for the points to come through, we might just invite Matt in, see whether he fancies a quick chat, and see how he feels he's going tonight.
awesome. So, your thoughts on tonight so far?
I thought it's been very good so far. I was expecting it to be really, really roddy tonight, and not much action, but there's been a lot more action than what I was expecting. Matt has joined us in the commentary booth, and hopefully he's allowed his voice to come through. You there, Matt?
Is
Coming through on mine.
Nothing as of yet. Are you there, Matt?
Hello.
There we go.
Hello, Matt. Have you accepted party chat at the top? Allowed your voice?
Yes.
Good. So a first and a second tonight.
Yeah.
Good results for you.
Yeah, definitely. I was quite surprised at that because when we were practicing before, obviously there was a lot. Everyone was very similar pace, but I think that's been the case all night. I've got quite lucky really because I think both times there's been a bit of a crash that's happened just in front of me, so I've come past 3 or 4 of them in one go then.
Yeah, I think you've definitely got through the carnage better than most, but in terms of your pace, I'd say you're definitely fastest that I've seen tonight.
Well, yeah, that's all right. I mean, I know my teammate Sleeman, he's also been quick, so keep it consistent now. Well, I think I'll have a target for the next few races now.
on the back of your car, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, very possibly. So, obviously you're going to be going for the final win. And then later on in the night, we've also got Hilltop Figure 8, haven't we?
Yes, I haven't actually been around the figure of 8 on that track, so until we get to Heat 1, I've absolutely no idea what to expect.
Well, you're in for an absolute treat, having not been round it.
I mean, I do have the advantage that I'm in Heat 2, so I'll at least be able to watch
see how the others
Heat 1.
get on. Yeah, and go from there. That might not be a bad tactic, that, to be fair, mate. So, yeah, you're currently third in the series, and I was looking through the points before this meeting. There's quite a few quite close behind you. I think there's 5 fairly close behind you. So,
yeah.
Do you feel confident after them first 2 races of holding on to third place?
Well, I mean, I don't know who's around me, and I don't know how they've done. So that.
Okay, fair enough. So you're just concentrating on yourself and trying to finish as high as possible.
Who's around me, but
Oh,
hopefully I've.
yeah.
Oh, hopefully
I
I've
think we had a bit of
opened the gap up.
issue with.
Hopefully I've
Go on.
opened the gap up a little bit to give myself a bit of a buffer for.
Yeah.
When I'm no doubt
Going
have a bit of a
forward.
bad meeting, and
Yeah,
I know that
definitely.
Terry's still leading. He's like miles ahead, so it's like closing that gap really, rather than worrying about who's close behind you.
Yeah.
Worry about the man in front.
Definitely. So, I think we've got the top 4 teammates, so we're going to get this final underway. And we'll get these
Good.
drivers in who should be in. We'll wish you all the best for the final.
Thank you very much.
No worries, mate.
Cheers, chaps.
No worries, mate. All the best. See you now.
Right. Few technical difficulties. I couldn't hear a word of that.
Oh, right, okay. There was a moment during the interview where it did go quiet. As I've already mentioned a few times tonight, there is issues with the parties and whatnot, and that's why we're struggling to hear each other think.
So It looks like we've had
Working out which drivers to get in.
the grid through for the
Yeah,
final.
so we need to get Sean Bowman in. That's one driver we need to get in.
So as I go down the list, so that's Terry Hawkins 275, Jim Slatter in 269, Matt Barnard in 69, who we've just spoken to, 324 Sean Bowman, also Grant Leather for 146. We've also got Luke Smith 507. And Ashley Croft, number 13, the world champion Ollie Spencer. Obviously not world champion on Retfest yet. You know, we never know when you run the world.
You never know.
It could make it a double, but not as of yet. Gillian Bullock, number 10. We've also we've got Harley Spencer 375. And Marcus Brooks, which is 365. 490 Craig Thompson. 492 Liam Rose. And last but not least is 344 Richard Smith, which is a surprising driver to see in that list. And I'm looking forward to see how he goes in this one.
Definitely.
This could be. This is a good lineup. This is a bit unlucky.
So just a few queries on the points. We got a 365, but I've not got a 365 down.
That's Marcus Brooks.
I don't think Marcus is booked in for today though.
All right, that's odd. All right, there we go. That's right, we're reading. There's some problems.
So I think lap-wise for the final, is it 20?
Oh,
We're doing for the final. I'll put it on 20 if it's wrong. So we're having a slight issue with the points. They're recounting them as we speak. Stay with us, folks. We'll get them there. Very difficult at times to keep up with all the action and to work out who's through and who isn't through. One driver that isn't on that list but definitely should be on that list is 530 Story, because he finished first. Driver that isn't on that list but definitely should.
So I'm surprised to see Tom Story not qualified as well after that heat win there. Well, that's just not enough.
Yeah. Well, it should be. Look at the drivers who are on the list.
Yeah, I mean, so I may be reading those names I've just read out. We'll be reading that again in a minute. We'll see. So, for those of the viewers reading through the comments that do fancy a bit more of action, a bit more crashing, get yourselves on Facebook if you have Facebook and search VBRL, and they can help you. Get involved in more crashing meetings if you ran like a crash, for bangers or even American demolition derbies, sort of thing. If you're into that sort of thing, but these guys are more racing side of things, which you don't tend to see as much on this game. Obviously, it's more of if you're in a public lobby, you tend to have the odd car going the wrong way. Well,
you do, yeah.
So it's a nice change to see some cleanish racing.
I think also we should point people in the direction of the Brisca V8 Hot Stocks page on Facebook.
Yeah, definitely.
If you've never seen these guys race, get yourself onto that page. When the racing does resume, you'll be able to go and watch these guys in their natural habitat on the track, in the big cars, bashing the heck out of each other, each corner.
And believe it or not,
no doubt some of them.
They're just as aggressive in real life.
I was just about to say, some of them will no doubt have a few scores to settle.
Possibly. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Carry them over from Xbox to... There's been some interesting things in the driver chat moving this week, so possibly some revenge shots and things to what's been we were reading through. It's been an interesting read.
It has been an interesting read, yes, definitely. We're still waiting on these points, so we will be with you as soon as possible. Got a few going absolutely crazy in the chat this week. It's very welcome for you to have your say in the chat, guys. But obviously, if it's not for you, don't be afraid to head elsewhere. There's no need to give us stick.
We're used to a bit of that, I think.
We're
we've
used
got
to a bit
broad
of
shoulders.
stick, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with these points.
Yeah, we're just waiting on these points at the moment. We do apologise about this. As soon as we've got it through, we'll get the final underway, and we can. I do believe there's no Grand National tonight for this one. It's straight over to Hilltop, if I'm correct.
I think we've got 2 team races on this track after this one.
Yes, sorry. Yes, I did see something else.
Yeah.
So looking through my notes now. Yeah. So
Woodsy Line is one of the ones racing. Oh, okay. So which one are you that's racing Woodsy? We should probably be able to tell that, shouldn't we, from the name? Or maybe not. Who do we think it is, Sean? Who do we think's getting excited in the chat?
I'm just looking now, trying to figure it out. I don't know. I mean, whether he's not happy about being taken out from what I get the reading of it. Maybe that's what. But you know, some people are probably not happy with some people's driving. There is a few interesting hits going in here or there. I mean, I think the racing's been really good. I mean, it's one of them tracks sometimes. If you want someone to stay off your back, you're going to have to put them in the wall. Because if you don't, then they could come back at your next corner and up your inside again, and they end up, you clip you sideways, and then you're both losing time, and then third place is on you, and by the note you drop back. Because sometimes you just need to put the people in and sort of, hope you can make it stick, or even spin them out sometimes. Is a better way of doing it around here.
Yeah, it's who you trust, isn't it? Really, I mean,
and on track, really, no one. Really,
yeah,
I mean, in my personal opinion, no. When you put that helmet on and and you strap the belts, no one's your friend. No one's you're out there to race for yourself, and you're out there to win for yourself. Really, and I suspect that with these guys. I mean, even though, as we have mentioned, it is national pairs, so they have been paired up randomly together.
Yeah, that's possibly something we should mention.
Whether that's going to make a huge difference, I've not seen it so far. But
no, they've been taking out each other out. I think in terms of the pairs, the one that is catching my eye at the moment as doing the best, and I think the way they've worked it out is they've put first place with last place in the points, and just by pure chance that has put Terry, who is in first, with Story, who is last. I think only due to the fact that he's only just started racing this series, and so therefore they are definitely winning this one. Oh, okay, so we have the finalists now. So we need Gold Matt is in. Story is also in. Jumbo is in. Red Shed is in. Ashley Crofts, yep. And Sean Bowman, SBD, is in. Shadow Luke, yep.
He's
Terry and Ollie Spencer. Is Ollie in? Or did Ollie just leave?
No, Ollie's not in.
Okay, so we'll send Ollie an invite. Try and get Ollie back in.
Slayman's in.
Sleeman's in.
Ollie Spencer's
375, which is that H-Man? Yes.
Yes, it is, yeah, mate. Liam Rose.
492 is Liam Rose, and then Slick 124 and Gillen. So the ones that need to go.
We do apologise about the way.
So Ollie is back in. So this is it now. We're all here. Absolutely no problem, Woodsy, mate. I know it gets frustrating when you get taken out. We've all been there, mate. Just try and rise above it and get yourself ready for Hilltop, or even for the teams race. Get your anger out in the teams race and get them back. Whoever it was that's been taking you out. But I suppose in any form of racing, you will get the odd driver who will try and put you in the wall. I mean, I've not raced much in my 12 years. Well, no, actually more. It's probably more closer to 20 years of racing. But all the classes I have raced, you always get that one driver that you do not like passing and do not like sitting in front.
I've made a guess on who I think that might be, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I do wonder it might be 345.
He's been going very well in both races,
and to be honest, I mean he's one of the drivers that I've said in the past is surprising to still be white top because he is very quick, and but never gets any luck. And again, it looks like it's the same tonight for him, which is a shame. Hopefully things will be different on when the track changes, but we'll see. So Tom Story and Liam Rose are on front row there. So if we get ready...
Yeah, two fast drivers going off the front. I just wonder whether they're going to try and put each other away. Richard Redshed Smith is at the back of the yellows. Expect to see him getting up near the front towards the first few laps. And off they go.
They're away.
Dory is pulled right to the outside. I don't know what that's about, but that leaves Liam Rose with a very commanding lead at this stage, going into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Tom Story seems to have dropped back there.
The way he did it almost looked tactical to me. I'm wondering if he's trying to sort of get out of all the hits, possibly.
Possibly. Very much so. Richard Smith doesn't seem to have a good start, who's now down in 13th. Also with Slick 124, which is Adam Barrett. And looks like they've had a coming together. Richard Sleeman's had a coming together on exit of turn 4. So a lot of action further down the grid with Liam Rose way out front.
We're going to
go into lap 4 of 20.
Third. Third is between Matt Barnard and Sean Bowman. Matt Barnard a little sneaky tap on the side of Sean Bowman there, but both of them keeping it nice and straight. Is Sean Bowman going to allow him to get into this next corner? It's not looking like it. We could get a return shot here. No. That's potentially going to leave Matt Barnard now to get away. Well, Sean Bowman is sticking with him on the inside, and Ashley Crofts is in 5th place, going very well.
It's a fantastic battle there for third. It looks like Ashley Crofts going to get involved as well. He wants in on the party. It's Bowman up the inside, and 2 and 3 and 4. Matt Barnard seems to have the run as the exit onto the home straight. Ashley Croft is looking for that edge, but just can't seem to get it. He's hoping they'll come together and sneak that third place, but not getting there so far. But it looks like further down the field, Terry Hawkins had a on turn 2. He's come together with Luke Smith there.
Yeah, I've noticed in the results, we've now got the 2 points leaders, Terry and Jim Slatter, down in 13th and 14th. Possibly tactical driving from the other drivers, that.
Yeah, they've spent most of the time going backwards. Every time someone's gone near them, they've been spun out. I mean, Terry's been lapped now by Liam Rose and Gillian Bullock. Liam Rose put him in the wall as he passed him, so an interesting way to go. Matt Barnard is looking for a move onto turn 2. He's looking for third. Matt Barnard's up the inside. Ashley Croft also trying to get up the inside of Bowman. Fantastic battle here for third. And Ashley Croft messed that up a little bit. He's into the wall with and that's allowed Matt Barnard to get away. And here comes Adam Barrett. I
think Adam Barrett's a lap down there. Ollie Spencer is the next driver along in 6th.
At the results. He's down in 14th. So it looks like these guys are all together. It's a very much spread out race with 10 laps to go.
Yeah. We'll jump back on with the leader, who is being chased down by Gillen Bullock in 2nd place. Gillen not really shown a lot in this series from when we've been streaming, but this is definitely his best race so far from what I've seen.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely come on song in this one. It seems to be quite spread out so far. We're probably looking like we'll probably see some of the back markers.
Oh, Terry's put Gillen in.
Which is what we're just seeing there.
Yeah. I mean, my tactic here will probably be, knowing how quick Terry is, to let Terry through and see if Terry can chase down the leader. It's a risky tactic, because if Terry doesn't chase down the leader, then you've lost out. But it's pointless getting into a battle with Terry being a lap down.
This could cost Gillian here. As Matt Barnard does seem to be closing the gap a little bit.
He's definitely catching these two.
The 3 further back seems to have just settled down for the long haul for this race. Obviously, it's quite a long race, really, and you just sort of got to bide your time.
Oh, Gillen's lost it there. He's got a bit too tight on the grass. That has put a big gap now between him and first place. This stage now, it's going to take some sort of back marker action for Liam Rose to lose this one.
Are we going to see some movement on the podium there? It did look like Bullock was going to get it.
We see Richard Smith down there who's about to be lapped. Could he be about to revert back to his normal stage? Oh, Liam Rose has gone very wide there, coming out of that turn. He nearly lost it.
Terry does seem to be catching him, whether he'll have some action here. He's just coming together with
I think that was Shadow Luke a lap down. Yeah, that's Luke Smith. Terry's just teasing a shot on the leader there. I don't know whether he's actually going to do it or not, but
Matt Barnard's just lost his he's having a good battle with Ashley Croft for 3rd place. Ashley Croft tried to go for a big hit on him, and it didn't pay off. Matt Barnard tried to he managed to run the wall.
Shadow Luke's put
that Liam Rose has just
Liam
been
Rose
put
in. That's Gillen up to 1st place now. Matt Barnard into 2nd.
As they're on lap 18 now. Sorry.
Lap 18. 3 more to go as they went across the line there. Gillen's done the right thing, letting Jim pass. He's trying to go back up the inside of Jim. I'd stay behind him at this stage. Try and use him as a guide. He just wants to try and manage that gap.
Matt is absolutely flying in this one. Matt Barnard is closing that gap down as he hugged the inside line there to come down the back straight. It's Bullock in first. Matt Barnard up the inside. It's Bullock on the outside. Oh! Matt Barnard. That's going to allow Ashley Croft on the inside. It's a drag.
It's going to come through.
As they come down onto final lap now. Oh, lap 19, sorry. I'm all over the place. I'm getting excited.
Last lap now. Matt Barnard's going to have to do it all over again on this last corner. He's got to make a shot here. Is he going to put it up the inside of him? He's not. Ashley Crofts looks like he's going to come away with a famous final win.
He's got one more lap.
What a result.
There we go. What a
that's
result.
it.
Great result. That was an interesting. I was expecting Matt to go for the hit there, but that was a fantastic race. Very unlucky for long-time leader Liam Rose, but as I said earlier on in the race, we were expecting probably one of the back markers to get involved. Or I didn't see him out, but he did go flying.
Yeah, he ended up finishing down in 6th place, which...
we look at the result there. That's Ashley Croft takes the final win. Matt Barnard in 2nd, Sean Bowman in 3rd, Gillian Bullock in 4th, Ollie Spencer in 5th, Liam Rose 6th, Tom Story 7th, and the results have now disappeared, which is handy.
So where were we up to, mate? Sorry.
So I found him. Harley Spencer was 8th. I've gone again. Right, it's fine. So still a good race, that one. It's a shame to see some of the drivers you'd expect to be up there. I mean, we didn't see anything from Jim Slatter or Terry Hawkins, and in that one they seem to be getting the wrecking on the go. So the ones that if you're watching and like the more of the crashing, this one could be that way inclined. This is a team race, so these are random teams that are made in the lobbies, and the top scoring team get 6 points, I believe. Could be correct.
Yeah, so it's sort of a bit of fun, this, for the drivers to blow off a bit of steam. And yeah, as you mentioned, it's 6 points to the winning team. Somebody's just mentioned, actually, in the driver's briefing, that with it being a pairs event, some of the pairs are actually going to end up on in different lobbies for this one.
Right. Okay. This could be interesting then. So, as we just sort out who needs to be in this one. It tends to be so how the game sorts it out. So it's you get points for every driver that crosses the line. So obviously, if you've got first place, you're going to get the maximum amount of points. Then second and third. But obviously, if you've got, the red team could have first place, but the blue team could have second, third, and fourth. That's a higher points total than just getting first place every lap. So it can be an interesting one. Whether half your team decides to go blocking and stop some of the drivers, or they all just sort of drive around and try and keep up in the points. So, but you can't. It's a difficult one to do with it being random. They can't really make tactics as such. It's a tricky one on the fly, really.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to end up with 4-on-4 for the whites and yellows, which is good. It's even teams. And it's looking like they're all ready to go. Oh, Evan has just left, I think Evan needs to come back in. That's Gillen, the final winner. He'll definitely want to come back in for this one.
So fantastic win for Gillen.
Yeah, it's really good to see a different driver take a win, and to take the final win. I think he'll be even more impressed with that.
I believe that's another lower grader. It's a yellow top.
Yeah, it was a yellow top. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you'd expect him to get away with it being first lap. Right at the front of the grid. You'd expect him to get away from the rest of the guys. But to be fair to him, the Reds did actually catch him up during that one, and he still managed to hold off on them last few laps. That was very impressive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we nearly had a white top winner with Liam Rose. It was to see him go out. That seems to be the way tonight. I mean, like we've seen Thomas Andrew was long-time leader in the heats. He was a casualty that got took out, and it looks like it's a similar thing for Liam Rose. The white top seem to get the rough end of the stick. Whether they're forever as white top because they just can't finish. But they're quick enough. They're a lot of these guys they're absolutely flying. They've just got no luck on their side, which is a shame. We're just waiting for one more driver just to even out the teams here.
Yeah, I'm just going to check with the race organisers, see what they want me to do here, whether they want me to wait for Gillen. Obviously, we've got a lot on tonight, so we can't be hanging around too much. And with it, I mean, I say only racing for 6 points. 6 points is 6 points, but at the end of the day, they are only racing for 6 points at this stage. So we'll just find out off the organisers what we want. Maybe he's gone off celebrating a bit too early there and got excited and turned his electric off or something.
Maybe he's loaded the car up and headed to Hilltop already. He's thinking, right, switch it off, get it to Hilltop. It's a race winner. It's
okay, he is actually coming back in, so we should be all right here.
Well,
as soon as he gets back in, yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, so he is back in now, and he is on the blue team, which is good. Oh no, he's not on the blue team.
Oh, there we go. No, yeah. Is that right?
We've got them set up, but we've currently got 5 blues up against 3 reds.
No, that's right. We're right. 1, 2, 3.
We're right.
4,
We're
5.
sorted. Yes.
1, 2, 3,
okay.
4. No, it's wrong. It's wrong now. Someone's changed. There needs to be another blue. There we go. Should be right now. 1, 2, 3. What are they doing
Keeps
here?
changing. I'll just message Gillen.
They're driving me at the wall there. I'm trying to count, and I'm like, what's going on? He's gone again. So we're just having a couple issues with the teams. Hopefully they can sort themselves out here. There we go.
Oh, we are now even. Okay. Right. We'll get this underway. Ready up, Sean, quick before they change the mind.
Yeah. So this will be 4 and 4. Obviously, it's 5. It says 5 there. Obviously, Twisty and myself aren't racing. As much as we'd like to.
Okay, no, he has stayed. Right.
Oh my God!
Crikey, I thought we was going to have to change again there. Right, so we'll try and get the action going as soon as possible.
As much as we'd like to try and race, but I don't think you do very well in that. To be fair.
In the pocket rocket, no, I don't think I'd be much of an asset to their team. You never know.
No.
You never know. So on board with Stockscart, who's leading. You can see the little arrows above the drivers. That represents the team they're on. So at the moment, red team sat in first, second, and indeed third.
So that as you can see, they're picking up a bunch of points there.
Yeah, at this stage, you're going to have some of the blue team. Oh, you see one going in there, Liam Rose going in, taking out the one who was in third place. We might jump on the action with one of the drivers further down, see if we can see some crashing.
So Thomas Andrew right in front there.
Craig Thompson just taking out Richard Smith there, who is one of his teammates in this. So some of these drivers don't necessarily care too much for the points.
And Harley
here.
Spencer's just ruined Richard Smith on turn 4. Tom Sawyer going to come in for a hit. it looks like he might do. Oh, he's trying to get up
On
the inside
action
of
here
them.
with Harley Smith. Harley Spencer, sorry.
Tom Story's just been put in, and Thomas Andrew just went for a massive T-bone on the home straight. Here comes Liam Rose.
Yeah,
up
he's
the
going to get a
inside.
returner from Liam Rose.
Massive hit.
Big shot. What a shot that was.
There. That's allowed Adam up the into first place there. Liam Rose has just been put aside by Thomas Andrews. That's fantastic. But the red team is way out in front. Craig Thompson and Liam Rose both from the blue team in third and fourth there.
Yeah, the red team have really got a command on this one. Craig Thompson, the highest position for the blue team. It's what you want to see in this sort of race, though, is big shots and drivers getting taken out. Red team really starting to stretch the lead there as they again go across the line. Thomas Andrew, who we're on board with, is in second place, and Craig Thompson third. Story has already wrecked his car. Did we see what happened there, Sean?
I believe he had a T-bone on the home straight from Mr. Andrews.
Right. Yes, you did comment on that one, didn't you? Maybe that was a bit of a revenge shot there.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, he did have some good tussles earlier in the heats.
Yeah, you can't really blame him, to be fair. He has been up there in most of the races and ended up being taken out.
It's been probably a frustrating night for him. But as we
definitely
move on, we're on lap 9 currently. It's Slick still way out front for the red team. Thomas Andrew also there in second.
Yeah, this stage
it looks like
this
is going to be a dominant victory here for them as well.
Difficult to know what to do if you're on the blue team. That Harley has just turned it round.
On upper, and that's Liam Rose, and Killian Bullock has just clipped him there, and that's put him in the wall.
Stock's Carter's gone out. That's Thomas Andrews just to compile the misery for his evening. He's going to be doing a lot of repairs to his car in the pits for getting it ready for Hilltop.
Hopefully he can get the spare ready.
But Adam Barrett coming home with his first victory of the series. Great to see some of these newer drivers getting wins tonight.
Yeah, some fantastic wins for some of these new drivers. It's nice to see the lower grade drivers. I mean, we've not seen much dominance from the higher grade drivers, to be honest with you. Especially not tonight. And we didn't see much last week either. They just seem to be struggling a little bit. So, red team there with 253, as you can see there, and 192 for the blue team. That's 6 points for everyone that was on the red team. So, which is fantastic, even for drivers that didn't finish. They'll all get points.
They'll still get points for it, yeah. So a little bit of good news there for Thomas Andrews in that one. So we're going to get a quick move around now and get these lower grade drivers out. And the higher grades back in. And see if we can speed this up ever so slightly. Okay, so I think Sleeman is one of the blues, so he's okay to stay. Get some of these drivers invited back in ASAP. Jim is in, that's good to see.
So these are the higher grade drivers. And to be honest, I mean, not been the most dominant tonight. Not really been drivers we've been commentating on the most. Apart from probably Matt Barnard, really.
Yeah, I was going to say there's definitely one driver from the red grade that's excelled on this track. I think he's probably going to be the one that the opposition team go for in this one, though. So he could do the job of I like to call it the sponge. So basically, he's going to soak up all the hits from the other team in this one, and hopefully allow his teammates a clear run.
Yeah, definitely. This could be interesting. So, what we got? Are we? I think are we even on the teams?
We have currently 9 in, so it's going to mean we're uneven.
Oh, 8. Are we about right?
I think
Just
Shadow
waiting.
Luke should be in. Oh no, he's left, but he might just be having connection issues, so we'll try him again.
Looking forward to seeing some action on the hilltop. As we were moving over there very soon. Luke Smith won his British Championship round there the week before we started streaming. So sadly we didn't see that. So we're looking forward to seeing how he goes well around there.
Yeah, I mean, figure of 8 track's slightly different to the oval, but the pace could transfer. It's one of them tracks, Hilltop. I don't like it personally. I don't mind figure 8 tracks so much, but
I'm not. It's not a personal favourite of mine.
no. For me, the wall's not strong enough, which sounds daft, but I'm sure we'll see as we go around the track or when we get to the track. It tends to crumble a lot.
There's some interesting wall physics. I mean, I like a crumble. I like crumble, apple crumble. I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't like my walls crumbly. I prefer.
No.
The last thing you want to do is you've been putting that wall. Is it bits of it flying at you?
Yeah. It's very, very kind of Shadow Luke there. Let me pull off before he went forward. But it is going to put him at a slight disadvantage in this race.
So as we see, the guy who's been flying all night so far is Matt Barnard out front. It's the red team, and Terry Hawkins in second. They're dominating this one. Grant Leather's been spun out for the blue team on the home straight.
And he's just been absolutely smashed by Sean Bowman. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I think Grant Leather's going to have to do some hitting in this one. I think the teams are slightly uneven just looking at it. It's 9.
Yeah, we have one extra driver for the red team, I believe, which is going to put the red team at an advantage. But unfortunately, you can't get.
It does look like it's going in their favour.
Yeah,
it's going in their favour.
And you've got the form man for tonight, Matt Barnard, in second place currently, and points leader Terry out front. And world champion Ollie in fourth behind Sleeman. So these teams are picked at random. So sometimes you're going to get possibly an unfair contest. That's certainly how it's looking in this one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Terry Hawkins is way out in front in this one, followed by Matt Barnard. It's good to see Terry on a good form. He's not been very dominant tonight. So good to see him.
He's had a bad night by his standards, hasn't he? Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And Ollie Spencer. Jim Slatter's been probably off the pace than he normally is. He's down there in fifth. He's set a fast lap time of a 19.9, but hasn't really been up there all night. It's been a weird night for him, really. I would say.
Yeah, I mean the only benefit for him really is that Terry, who he's fighting for the points with, hasn't had a good meeting either. Jim's had a couple of thirds in the heats.
Yeah.
It was just the final that let him down, really. But that could see him start to close the points. Before this meeting, he was 48 behind Terry. And as I mentioned, I don't think Terry has had. Oh, Terry's had a couple of had a third and a fourth. So points wise, there's not going to be a lot of difference there.
And they'll both be on the same team here,
so they're not going to no difference in this one. We'll jump on Terry actually and see where he is.
Bowman's
Still
on the oppo
well
going
out
for
in
the blue
front.
team. He's just been hit by his own teammate Jim Slatter on turn 4. Looks like Grand Leather is also going the wrong way down the back straight.
Yeah, I think we've lost one on the blue team.
He's
Ashley
missed, but he's
Crofts
got a
has
massive
gone.
T-bone from Ollie Spencer on Grand Leather. Bowman going for a hit as well on turn 3. And here comes Matt Barton as well to finish him off. So that's Grand Leather out. Ashley Croft has also gone out. I didn't see him go out.
We've jumped on board Jim as Jim goes in for a shot on Sleeman. Is that going to leave Sleeman prone? So Jim's just been put in the wall by his teammate there. That's not what you want to see.
Well, the way
On
out
board with
clear
Sleeman as he gets taken by Sean Bowman straight in the wall, and Matt Barnard in the back of him. What a shot that was.
What a Cajun. Here comes Jim Slatter and he puts himself in the wall. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And looking at that score, 318 to the red team. Absolutely dominant victory. Obviously, the extra drive massively helped there with only 142 to the blue team, which is a shame there.
Yeah, kind of expected with the uneven teams, but even so, that was some good racing from the red team.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to get Hilltop underway. We'll get the track changed. We can find it. Okay. And I think we're going on 10 laps for these because this is a much bigger track. It's going to be a lot harder for us getting out of the way on this one, Sean. I don't know whether you'll ever notice that.
I don't know where we're going to go. I might have to change to something slightly smaller. Just to
make it easier to get out of the way.
I don't actually know where we're going. I might just have to sort of sit on the inside of one of the walls. What should we go in?
Okay, so we're going to give a shout out to the drivers in here. So in this one, we're going to need Terry to stay in. We're going to need Shadow Luke to stay in. Sleeman to stay in. Ashley Crofts, Red Shed, he's in. And also Thomas, he's in also. And then we're going to need Grant Leather. Sean Bowman.
So, for those of you
Ollie.
wanting a bit of carnage, this will be the track for it.
This is the one that needs to go. Jinx needs to move. Okay. So we need to get H-Man in. Hot Rod Gaza hasn't shown up tonight, which is a shame. And then Liam Rose. So I think it's just H-Man that needs to turn up. So we'll try and get him in.
This is, for those of you who haven't seen this track before, it's quite a large figure of 8. It's probably in the normal ovals. It's probably bigger than outer oval. It's quite a narrow. The corners are quite narrow, quite long, but the actual figure of 8 is quite sharp, and there's walls all around. So compared to the figure of 8 we saw at Bloomfield a couple of weeks ago, you can't see who's coming. Luckily, this is a game, and you do have a mini map. It is a picture of the track, and you do have an idea of who's coming when, which is helpful. But it can be hard to gauge sometimes. So this is going to take a bit of interesting. We might see some interesting tactics. I mean, the last time we did run a figure of 8, it was the European. And it was Bowman that was victorious. So, are we expecting maybe some more from that tonight? Maybe with it being a figure eight, or with it being tarmac? Do you think something completely different? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of action on the crossover. I'm going to try and catch as much of that as possible.
Yeah.
Where it differs massively to the previous figure eight is that we're just going to chuck a quick practice on for these guys. They're asking for a quick practice, so we'll chuck a 4-lap practice on, I think, for them, and see how they get on with that. Yeah, where this track differs from the previous figure eight is that you can't see what's coming on the other side of the track. You can see the dot on the radar, we'll call it, but you can't
Yeah.
actually see. The walls are too big to see past. So a lot of the time with this one, you look at where the dot is, you cross your fingers and perhaps close your eyes and hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things I
So
found with this track is I don't know about you, is you have to be really careful. Is the car comes as you exit the corners, the car wants to go massively wide, but the track sort of lets go.
yeah.
We have to get out of the way here.
Yeah, I'm just going to park mine right up against the wall, and that in theory shouldn't go anywhere now. So these drivers are just having a practice at the moment. There's nothing riding on this 4-lap practice. And you can get a bit of a feel for the track. I'm going to put you as high as we possibly can go, sort of in the middle. We're going to miss a lot of the action around the corners, but hopefully we'll catch all the action on the crossover from where we are. And we'll try and move
fill
about.
on the corner action as much as I can.
We'll try and
so you
move
can hear
about
what's going on.
Keep the crossover in view is what we're going to try and do.
If you just have a look at what you've got on the inside there, you've got to be careful as you looking at the tyres. There's the tyres stick out on the corners as you enter, and as you exit the corners and on the outside. You have to just be very careful there not to clip them tyres. They can catch you out a bit around this place, and as you'll see, it's quite an interesting track because you've got them tyres. It naturally wants to make you sort of push the car on out a little bit to avoid the tyres, but sometimes it will put you into the wall and it sends you in for a bit of a spin. It's not a favourite of mine at all, this place.
We're currently on board with final winner from Outer Oval, Gillen, and he is having massive problems. He keeps coming out of the corners too fast and straight into the fence. I mean, he didn't have much chance there with Richard Smith spinning him round, to be fair. But you see Liam Rose has gone really wide out of that corner and straight into the wall. And I mean, we're only on a 4-lap race here. His car's nearly wrecked, so he's going to have to try and finish 10 laps in the heats.
Yeah,
I think a lot of these races are going to come down to who finishes more than what
definitely.
place you finish in.
I think
definitely.
If
you finish the race,
guys are going to want to get the welder out and put some armour in those cars.
Definitely. What we might try with the heats is we might try going on board with some of these drivers to get a proper feel for the track, because we're not getting a lot of the action on the corners here. So if you've got a driver you want to follow, what we'll do, put it in the chat, a driver you'd like to follow for each race, and we'll jump on board with them and we'll see how they get on. I think we might try that.
It's not a bad idea. I'll try and fill in as best as I can. I am flying around in the drone, just trying to watch the action. It's not the best view from the commentary box, but it is a massive place, this. So I think it's an interesting track. I mean, with it being so big, the figure of 8, you can have a lot of action on it, and it could be a little because the track it could get so spread out. You know, if they're clever enough, you know, you could get no hits at all. But I don't see many of them backing off, if I'm personally honest.
No. So, we're just going to clear this lobby. So we're just going to clear Slick. I've just let him know that he's in heat 2 and 3 in the chat, so he doesn't think I'm kicking him for no reason. And then that leaves us with 12 drivers, which I think we must have someone in who shouldn't be in. Who've we got who shouldn't be in? Gillen is in who shouldn't be in, so Gillen will leave for this one. Okay, so I think we've got our drivers. We've had someone in the chat saying random, so we might put ourselves on... I tell you what, we'll chuck ourselves on the European champion for this one, Sean Bowman. And we'll see how he gets on. It might change as the race goes on, depending on where he is in the order. Obviously, if his car gets wrecked, then we might just have to move anyway. But we'll leave the leaderboard up on the left-hand side of the screen, so you'll be able to see who's in first. And we'll try and give you a rough idea from what we can see on board, and obviously from Sean's drone, as to who's leading and who's being taken out. Ashley Croft changing to a Star Beast for this one. I think that could be a good move.
Yeah, good. There's a good chance there. I'm personally saying that a gate crasher would be interesting to see around here, with it being the stronger car and more weight. It's a shame that we're not seeing that car yet.
Definitely. I'm going to be interested to see where the drivers line up for this one.
So we're seeing the Speed Demon out in this one. So as well, that's Luke Smith going out in one of those.
Brave decision.
That might be. Is that the British winning car?
Okay, we're off pole here in the pocket rocket. Okay, get that tucked in there nicely. Okay, spectate. So let's go for chase. Maybe chase for that. And we want to be on board with our current European champion, who's way down, starting with the red tops.
So, as I look at the front, as we're waiting to go, it's Liam Rose and Andrew and Thomas Andrew at the front row. For the white tops, Richard Smith and Harley Spencer in this one, and Richard Sleeman and Ollie Spencer and Ashley Croft are your blue tops. As they're getting ready, and
off
we're away.
They go.
It's Thomas Andrew is a good start out front at the moment.
Already we've got action here, and Ashley Cross has been taken out in his Star Beast, and Sean Bowman's got the worst of that, and he's also been taken out by Grant Lever. So already our camera car is in the wars. He's put himself in the wall as well, so we're going to change nearer the front. We're jumped on board now with
Ollie Spencer's just, as I was speaking earlier about the tyres, Ollie Spencer just got bit by one of them as he cut it 2 inside. He exited turn 4. It's Thomas Andrew
drivers going in way too fast. Yeah, we are now on board with Thomas Andrew in first place. Being chased down by Liam Rose. Liam Rose has put him in the wall. Oh!
What a hit!
This is going to be a case of who finishes these races.
Sleeman, the blue top, is now in first. Here comes Ashley Croft and Ollie Spencer up to third. The blue tops are top 3 in this one. Here comes Terry Hawkins in 4th place. He's leading the charge from the Reds. Absolutely flying. A lot are coming together on the crossover. Harley Spencer, Liam Rose, and Richard Smith all coming together there.
Sleeman a nice lead out in front.
Richard Smith just comes across Ollie Spencer on the crossover there. Gets in a big T-bone there. So Sleeman way out in front, absolutely flying there with Ashley Croft in second.
One driver who is making space is Terry in 3rd place, so we jump on Terry, who's chasing down Ashley Croft in 2nd, and Terry has Ollie Spencer right behind him in 4th.
And you will notice Thomas Andrew has
he's just been taken
there.
out. Ashley Croft's taken out on the crossover. That allows Terry through into 2nd place.
That's Harley Spencer also gone.
Is he gone as well?
Yeah, that's 2 drivers been wrecked already in this
A
one.
couple more gone on the crossover again. Sean Bowman takes a big shot from Terry, and that's Lehman right in front of Terry's into the wall though. This
We're
is
only
carnage.
halfway through, and we've already had a few casualties. So that's 2 casualties in this one. Massive. Ashley Croft has been taken out again. That's Bowman has been wrecked now. That's 3 drivers out in this one. So as we were
trying to attack the back
as
of
you
Terry.
as you said before, it's going to be about who survives in this one.
Definitely. Towards the end of the race, when there's less cars on the track, in theory there'll be less chance of you hitting something on the crossover, but it's getting to them last laps that's the difficult part on a track like this. Terry's definitely got the speed here, I think, but he's just hunting down. I'm very surprised at Ollie going very well in this one, and sat in second place at the moment. His car looks like a banana, if we're being honest, but he's still moving.
Yeah, Sleeman was getting close with Liam Rose as they come across the crossover, but it looks like he's bridged the distance. We're alright, but Ollie Spencer is flying around this place again. So it's an interesting track, this one, as we've seen. It takes some interesting racing line. You know, from the real racing world, it always reminds me a bit like Cowden Beef. Where you know, if you are familiar with the UK oval race, which is sadly I don't believe these race there, but you sort of hit the inside line, sort of ride up against the wall, and then on the inside as you exit. It's just the way the track's shaped.
You've just got to make sure you don't catch that wall though. Terry's riding up against it now, and you see his back end kicking out there. That rumble strip, if you do clip it, it just takes you out and wide, and your back
Spencer,
end can go.
Terry Hawkins has gone round. Grant Leather is looking for him.
Grant Leather right behind him here. We could see a bit of action. We are on board with Terry still in 3rd place, and Grant Leather coming into this corner. Terry very wisely letting Grant pass.
It looks like Richard Smith is waiting up for Richard Sleeman on the crossover. Is Sleeman gonna get it? He's got a massive head on him. Sleeman's been took out. Here comes Ollie Spencer. Ollie Spencer's took the lead. Sleeman's dropped down to 3rd. I don't know what that
Terry
was all
got
about.
caught up there with Richard Smith and Sleeman. That's a shame. That Sleeman looked odds on there for his first win. Grant is the one we're
Richard
on
Smith
board
on Ollie
with.
Spencer as well. Ollie Spencer's been took out. That's going to allow Grant Leather up to 1st.
I think Richard Smith has decided to throw caution to the wind and try and wreck everyone as a way of trying to win this race.
He's obviously decided he can't get around this place and just thought, I'll wreck everyone.
Here
Is
he
he going to go
comes
for Grant
again.
Leather? He's left Grant Leather alone.
Must be good mates with Grant. Well, that's
He's
a good
his pair,
win for
isn't he
Grant.
not? Is he
Oh,
not?
he could well be. Let me just double check that. He is. He is his pair.
So
Well
there you go.
spotted, Sean.
Tactics. So that's the first time we've seen that tonight. Whether that is allowed, I
mean, I think if drivers are going to use them tactics, I think possibly waiting up might be a better way of doing it as opposed to going on oppo, but we'll leave that for the stewards. I think we've got enough on our plate trying to explain the action as it goes on without trying to judge it as well.
As
Shadow
been
Luke has
proved
managed to get across in that speed.
Previous weeks, Richard Smith was the exciting one. So 6th finishes in this one. Grant Leather takes 1st, Ollie Spencer in 2nd, Terry Hawkins 3rd, Liam Rose in 4th, Richard Sleeman in 5th, and rounding out the final finisher, which is Shadow Luke, which is I've lost my name. I've lost me Luke Smith. I completely lost the train of thought. Then I was like, I know who you are. But, no, a long night.
So we lose the drivers from the A group. So entertainer in that one, Richard Smith disappears, as does Luke Smith and Terry Hawkins, and we're going to be getting Jim in. Hopefully, Matt Barnard said he'd be watching that first race, so hopefully he's picked up a few. Or in fact, we're going to have to get rid of a few randoms that have joined before we get the rest of these bees in.
I did listen to the interview on the stream. I didn't manage to listen to it, and he said he's not even been around it. So, so that did make me laugh. So good luck to him on that.
Based on that first race, as long as you finish, you're guaranteed a 7th. So,
well, yeah.
I think slow and steady would be my tactic, looking at how they've got on so far. As we invite Slick in.
Depends if there's a Richard Smith in your race, because I'm sure Slim will be gutted about that one. You know, it does seem to be a thing for these guys. You could be way out front, and then Batmarker goes, "Nah, I don't want you to win."
This is very uncompromising style, haven't they?
But the thing is, I mean, as you know, compared to real life, in real life, if you're a lap down, it's not as easy to work out who the leader is. Unless you're right behind him and you see the lap boards coming out for him, it's not as easy to work out, well, I think he's in the lead. You know, on here, you know, there is obviously things that help. You know, you have got the leaderboard, all the drivers have that as well as us. It's not just us that have that. So they have the access to be able to see who's in the lead, and you know, and Richard Smith was obviously using his tactics there to get his teammate to win, because he didn't go for him as he exited the turn, and got him the win. So I think it works. I mean, if it gets Richard a few more points, it definitely works for me.
Yeah. I guess at the end of the day, Richard's not out there at the moment challenging for the points title, but he's still wanting to pick up as many as he can, and if winning the pairs is one way of picking them points up, why not?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, he had a good run in the first meeting tonight around Big Valley, so I think he's definitely within contention.
Okay, so Slick is here. So this is the full lineup for tonight. As I've already mentioned, unfortunately, the one driver that didn't attend is Hot Rod Gaza. Hopefully not too many issues with Hot Rod Gaza, and he's able to turn up next week. Okay, he's currently loading in. So, thoughts on who will win this one? Would you go for Grant again?
Possibly not. Not with his teammate being in this one. I think he could be a marked man in this one. I'd like to think Ollie Spencer. He seems to have the pace, and I believe starting from blue, I could be right. I'm sure I'm right with that. He's got a good chance.
Yes, he's starting from blue, and he went very well in that first one, so he's a good shout. We will sit on board with Matt Barnard in this one. I think it's probably the best one to sit on with him, winning the final in the last one. We'll see how he gets on. Obviously, bear in mind, folks, that he is. I felt it was okay. We get to see much more of the track and the close action. We're also missing a lot of the action, but I think with it being such a big track, with the camera up above the track, we weren't seeing everything anyway, and we couldn't really see what was going on the corners.
Of my eye. I'm only just catching it in the corner. I'm flying around, just nearly catching. So Liam Rose and Tom Story are the front two as we nearly get ready, and we're away. Liam Rose, a fantastic start. Tom Story was asleep there on the start. By the looks of things, that's allowed Bullock to go up the inside, already channeling him for second. Liam Rose out front there already. So Tom Story just holding off second, but it's not lasted long as that's allowed Bullock up to second. Craig Thompson there in fourth
someone's
place
just
there.
gone in big style.
Harley Spencer just been collected by the field.
Yes. I mean, his race isn't over at this point, but he's lost a lot of health on that car. He's going to have to go very gingerly for the rest of this one to try and bring it home after 10 laps. Matt Barnard, who we're on board with, is taking his time. He's playing this one very well so far. Just nice and steady into the corners, nothing fancy. Just sort of sticking with the European champion Sean Bowman there, who is in 4th place as we speak. And going well again in 2nd place is Gillen.
Yeah, definitely. Gillen's absolutely flying. He's trying to catch Liam Rose, but he seems to be struggling. He's got more speed down the straight, but Liam just seems to have it on the corners. Craig Thompson going very well in 3rd, and we've also seen Sean Bowman. Obviously, he's being chased by Matt Barnard that you're on board with at the moment.
One thing to mention,
is just
Sean,
behind him. Go on.
to the viewers at home, Matt Barnard, as he went across the line there in the top right corner of your screen, went goals. Now, what does it mean when a driver goes goals as he crosses the line?
Best lap. And,
Fastest lap out there. And
but he's already been beaten. He was beaten by
I've
Jim
just
Slatter.
I've just jinxed that, because immediately after I said that, he put himself in the wall. And as you mentioned, Jim is now the fastest man on the track. So we might jump on Sean Bowman again, who is sat in 4th, going better than he did in that last race.
Yeah.
Not really troubling the leaders.
Liam Rose on lap 5 now as we reach the halfway distance. Got a fairly comfortable lead from Bullock and Thompson. Bowman is in 4th. He's Jim Slatter is trying to close the gap. Bullock has come together with someone on the crossover. I was failed to see who it was. That's allowed Craig Thompson up to 2nd.
Yeah,
but Liam
Craig
Rose
Thompson
is comfortable out. The white top is flying, but that doesn't mean he's got it in the bag, as we've seen in the past. Back markers could cause some problems here. There's a massive
big
pull together.
shot there. Tom Story getting taken out.
Yeah, he was stuck on the inside there of the corner and got collected.
Oh,
so we've not actually seen any drivers wrecked. There's a few low health, but none been taken out. So this is a fairly tame one. As I say, that Tom Story just put himself in the wall and killed it. That's him out.
Yeah.
But
jump on
Liam
board
Rose.
with Craig Thompson. We saw firsthand there, though, what you were talking about prior to this race in that practice, Sean. Them tyres that stick out. Matt Barnard tried to go up the inside of Jim Slatter and got it too tight and clipped one of them tyres and ended up taking himself out.
Yeah, they're the bane of my life around this place. I hate them. Just, I have the same problem. I mean, you think you've got a gap, and the next minute, damn it, you've hit the tyres, and obviously Matt Barnard felt like that.
Things going really well for Craig Thompson in this one in 2nd place. Oh, just as a commentator's curse again, he clips that barrier.
Liam Rose has just been collected by Ollie Spencer on the crossover. That's allowed Craig Thompson up to 1st. That is absolutely devastating for him.
We are staying on board with him now as he's in 1st place. Jim Slatter chasing him down in 2nd.
What
we might try and do actually is jump on board with Jim as Jim tries to chase down.
So we're on lap 9.
Going on to lap 10. Crossover's looking busy. Craig's been taken out.
He's just hit by Liam Rose. He's hit Liam Rose. That's allowed Jim Slatter. But Ollie Spencer is a lap down there. Jim's just been took out. Craig's took the lead again. And I believe Jim Slatter's still in 2nd. So
yes. You can hear Jim frantically changing up gear there. Craig just needs to take his time on the crossover, and Jim's been done on the crossover by Liam Rose. That is going to leave Craig Thompson a clear run.
That's 3 laps on the trot. Liam Rose is at a T-bone.
Yeah.
Not going well for him at all.
Gets across and he's going to take the win.
Fantastic.
Great win.
Great win there for, and we're going to see Grant Leather, 2nd place, absolutely flying. They are doing really well in the points there. For the pair, Jim Slatter brings it home in 3rd. Matt Barnard in 4th. Sean Bowman down in 5th. As we wait for the last few drivers to come across, here comes Bullock across for 6th. Liam Rose for 7th. Ollie Spencer's going to bring home 8th. And I will say, Adam, is it Adam Barrett? It is, isn't it? I'm right.
It is, yes.
Yes.
Coming home
Yes.
in 9th. If he can get it across the
So-
line.
So a few more finishes in this one. Probably more of a tamer race, but towards the end there, that was carnage. What a shame for
Yeah.
Liam Rose. I mean, looking at the lap times, there's some very, very quick times in that one. Matt Barnard was the fastest man in that one with a 29.5. Absolutely flying. So
Yeah, definitely. I think as we go into the final for this one, you'll see the drivers start to adjust to the style of track, and they'll sort of find the feat that you won't see as many cars wrecked.
no. So, what were your thoughts on that one then? As Heat 2, your thoughts on the track? Is it providing as much action as you thought it would?
I think the first race is what I was expecting. The second race was definitely a lot calmer, a lot more action, and we had some good racing between the top 2 or 3 drivers there. Impressive showing from Matt Barner, considering he didn't do the practice, and as far as we know, that's his first time out on the track, so I expect him to go a lot better in this next one. But yeah, good action on the whole. We are getting compliments on all the onboard camera as well, which is great to hear. So we'll try and keep that up. It's difficult when we swap drivers, but we'll try and do our best. So, just going to try and get these drivers in and out. Grant has done very well, but he needs to go now. DJ Dommy is definitely not one of the drivers for tonight.
I believe he's got the tunes on the go. for the
providing
for
the
the after
entertainment
party.
for the interval.
He's coming in. He's coming a bit early, really, for the party afterwards. It is a weekender, remember? So there isn't a speed weekend without a good party, is there? You couldn't.
No, that's very true.
So that's what they're all about. You know, that's what it's all about. The racing. It's all about unity and having a good laugh. You know, we're all there for a good win and a good battle, but at the end of the day, it's all just good fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think throughout this the current situation, the weekends I've felt it most on have been the bank holiday weekends. And they're always the good ones to attend with racing. You get obviously a lot of it almost feels like family, doesn't it, racing? The people you see at the tracks. So these weekends you get to spend a lot of time with them, and obviously we're missing that at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully we're putting on the second best thing we can. And we're just missing.
You're
two
probably
drivers.
feeling it as much as me, wanting to strap in and feel the roar of an engine again, and probably all these guys are the same, wanting to or even smell the burning rubber.
The smell is a big one for me,
Yeah.
and it's not. I mean, it's just, I don't know. There's just a certain smell, isn't there, when you're in the pits?
Yeah.
I think it's more the petrol than anything else.
Probably just get into your head.
but
Yeah,
there's a certain smell, though, isn't there? I mean, obviously, when you go to the petrol station, it's not quite the same, is it?
No, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Are you sniffing the jerry cans too much, Twisty?
Couldn't comment.
High as a
Couldn't possibly
kite
comment, mate.
High as a kite before you go out for the heat, but you know. Yeah,
It
but I know what
works,
you
though,
mean.
mate. It works.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's something that does miss, and you miss the camaraderie you get in the pits and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these guys will be sat in a chat all together and chatting and having a laugh together as they take each other out. So you know, hopefully they're all having a laugh and hopefully take it not too seriously, but obviously everyone wants a win.
racing drivers at the end of the day, aren't we? And we all like to win.
Yeah.
Whether it's
Regard.
on a real track, on the Xbox, in the supermarket, we all want to get across that line first. And
Yeah, exactly.
when you get taken out by that pensioner down aisle 2, things can get very heated.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what you're doing, is it? You want to win everything, even Monopoly. I mean, a racing driver, like, losing at Monopoly is not pretty.
No, it's not. No. But I normally find if you've had a bit of a sleep on it, wake up next day, you never feel quite as bad, do you?
No, maybe a bit sore, maybe, but other than that, I'm all good.
So we'll go back to our Chase 2 camera. Oh, hello.
Are you on board with this one?
Well,
I'm interested. I'm
we might
seeing
go on board
Tom's story in a gatecrasher in this one.
with our
I don't believe he was in
so
that before.
far.
I do
Mr.
believe that's a
Richard
change
Smith.
of car from him. Nice to see a gatecrasher in this one. I'm sure that's a different car. But we'll
I'm
see how
pretty
it gets
sure
on.
you're right, mate. I don't remember seeing a gatecrasher previously. On
Tom's
on
out
board
front,
with
but
Richard Smith.
Thomas
gonna go for a
Andrews up
big-
the inside.
And he's away. I'd like to see
Smith.
Thomas get a win in this one, personally. Oh, just as I say that, commentator's curse again. Straight in the wall. Yeah, I do apologise right now to Thomas Andrew. Richard Smith never misses a party in the wall, and he joins them.
Here comes Craig. Craig is looking for first place. He's giving Tom Story a lot of grief, and here comes Matt Barnard. He did say I did think he's very quick round here, and he's absolutely flying. He's up to first, and there's a massive coming together on the crossover there. That's Craig Thompson, Tom Story, Richard Sleeman. They're all involved, and Luke Smith. There's absolutely cars everywhere. End over end. Matt Barnard is flying.
He's
Terry
out in
Hawkins
front.
and Jim Slatter in second and third. I have no idea where they came from. They managed to get through that unscathed.
I think what happened with that first corner when we saw Thomas Andrew get taken out, the yellows and the blues just went into the back of them, and that's just allowed the reds to get through. And we're seeing that now with Matt out front. What we might do is we might come away from Matt and try and find some of the drivers further back here. Let's jump on board with Jim, who's having a cracking battle with Terry for second. The 2 points leaders as we stand. And Terry's let Jim through into second.
Yeah, they're having a good battle there for second there, but Jim Slatter just seems to have the better pace around this place. But it was a bit close there for Terry Hawkins as they went across the crossover. I thought he was going to get collected by Richard Smith. So Matt nearly got collected himself there by Luke Smith. So this is going to be interesting. They probably need to back off a little bit on the crossover, but whether they will is another matter.
Jim has just posted a time of 29.4, which is absolutely rapid on this track.
That is blisteringly fast. I mean, those times. Matt Barnard has gone out. I didn't see what happened there. I just see Matt Barnard in the wall, and that's allowed Jim Slatter up to first. Matt Barnard's been collected on the crossover, and he's been hit. And again, Matt Barnard he's up near almost out of this. I don't know, no idea what happened there. That's my commentator's curse for saying he was going to win it.
Well, to be fair, I'm on board with Jim Slatter. I never even saw Matt. So he must have been wiped out on the crossover and put one side of the track or the other.
I seen him on. He went on the exit of turn 2. He was in the water. Whether he put himself in, I don't know. And then that allowed Jim through. And then he tried to get going again and got caught on the crossover, which he did. So not much
Richard
for him.
Smith is way down in ninth, still moving, most importantly, but causing carnage again.
As we're seeing a lot of drivers out in this, Tom Story, Adam Barlett, Richard Sleeman, all wrecked.
Jim flipping a parked car coming out of the corner, but I think it actually helped him because where he would have gone across.
Come together with Thomas Andrews, who's been collected. Is that going to allow Luke Smith to get up to second? Here comes Luke Smith. Are they going to come together? They have come together. That's allowed. Luke Smith. Luke Smith's gone in the wall. And are we going to see Matt Barnard get back up there? There's been a lot coming together. Here comes Terry right behind him.
Reminds me of a Pepsi can when you've stood on it and you've finished drinking it. That is absolutely crushed as we get a backwards view.
Luke Smith's gone round.
He's gone round, yeah. We're going to have to jump on board with
Matt
Barnard
on the back.
Right up behind Terry, but only a very small amount of health. This is do or die for Matt here. Does he settle for third and stay behind Terry, or try and get past him?
No, obviously not.
Doing.
Put him in. He's dicing with death here. That car is very close. If he pulls another hit like that, he will be walking off the track.
Yeah. Luke Smith has gone. Well, I'm not surprised looking at the state of his car. He is now wrecked. That leaves
Thomas
7
Andrews
drivers.
is also wrecked as well. So, but it might be 6. We're on last lap. I think we should see Jim Slatter take a comfortable win in this one.
He should just be going across the line to start last lap now. We're currently on board with 3rd and 4th, who are on lap 9 of 10. Jim has got a big lead on these two, we know that.
Jim's a half a lap lead on them too. Jim's half a lap. He's absolutely blisteringly fast, and he's got nearly all his health left. Ashley Croft is trying to put him in the wall, but it's not going to take it. Jim Slatter takes the win, but as the battle still continues for second.
Yeah,
Matt doesn't look like he's going to get it though.
He's back. I don't know whether he's backed off or whether Terry's put his foot down. Matt is going to have to watch himself that he doesn't wreck it. He needs to just bring this home in 3rd now. That's not a bad position. It's not the position he wants, I know, but he does come across in 3rd. I think that's a good position for him.
It did look like he braked a little bit on the crossover there, so he didn't get collected, which is probably the wise thing to do. So, as we look at the result, Jim Slatter takes over a very comfortable win. Terry Hawkins 2nd, Matt Barnard in 3rd, Craig Thompson brings it home in 4th, Gillian Bullock in 5th, Ashley Croft in 6th, and Richard Smith bringing home in 7th place, and they are your finishers. Everyone else was out. It's first heat and the 3rd heat have been absolute carnage, but to be honest, still good racing, I might add.
Yeah, I'm very surprised with. I mean, the heats where the carnage seems to happen most tend to be the heats with Richard Smith in. No one will be surprised to see. 15 laps they've got to try and survive now for the final. When we do get the 14 drivers, if there's even 14 drivers with cars left running after the heats. So, yeah, I don't know personally. I'd be changing into a gate crasher at this point and armouring it up as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely, but it didn't pay for Tom's story, if I'm honest. I mean, you've got to look at the top 2 in that one. Literally, it had nearly all their health in that one. In the road cutters, they were flying. Probably the choice of car around this place.
So we might be getting a chat here with Sleeman, Richard Sleeman. We sent him an invite. And Sleeman has joined. We can hear his mic coming through. Sean, we might not be able to hear Sean at this point. Richard, if you're in the party, mate, just go to the top of the party and click the option to include your audio.
Done that, mate.
You've done that? Okay. I think Sean's gone quiet. I think there's an issue with the party tonight where...
I can hear tonight.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I can hear this.
So, Richard, new to this series on Xbox, I believe?
Yeah, last week was my first weekend having a go on it.
Okay, and are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's a good laugh.
Good, that's good to hear. You've been going well tonight, perhaps not quite getting the results you want. I think you're going to be in this final, so how do you think your chances are for the final?
Well, if I don't mess it up like Heat 3, I should have a good chance based it on Heat 1, but with the 8, it's a bit of an unknown.
Yeah, from what we've seen so far in the heats, it's more a case of trying to finish them than win them. And I think the final is probably going to be even more like that. You're going off blue, so I'm guessing you've shown a bit of speed in practice.
I think that was something to do with Jack Morgan and Guy Jolly stitching me up there, I think.
Well, to be fair, you've not been going bad off blue, so I don't think, yeah. And looking at the way the whites and yellows have been going in, might not be such a bad thing going off blue.
No. Not round the 8, no, definitely not.
So, obviously you're going to win the final tonight, but if you don't win the final, who's your money on?
To be fair, like I say, it's pretty much a lottery on the 8. I'd like to see my partner in the pairs, Matt, win it, but again, it's a bit of a lottery.
Yeah, he scored well tonight, so I think pairs-wise, you know, if you can both get a finish in this final, you might be well in with a chance of winning that.
Be worth a shot, so be worth a go.
So back to the real world, mate. Are you looking forward to getting back to racing?
To be fair, I would like to go back racing tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just such a strange world at the minute, isn't it?
It's a strange feeling, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah, definitely not being able to do what we normally used to doing.
Yeah, we were just talking about it's just even the matter of just the smell and the noise and just the atmosphere of being at a racetrack is something definitely missing.
Definitely, yeah.
Never mind strapping into a race car. Just being there is just something I'm missing.
Right. Well, it's been great talking to you, Richard.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best for this final, mate, and hopefully you can get yourself a win.
Cheers, lads.
No worries, mate.
No worries.
No worries at all.
Thank you.
So, Sean, on the subject of pairs, have you any idea on who might be winning this?
Not a quick look actually at the pairs. I have seemed to have lost. I did a list of it. 1 second. While I find it, so I can have a look and see where we're at. There's some fairly strong teams, to be honest. Some fairly strong pairs. What are your thoughts? Because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking. Richard Smith have obviously and Grant Leather have had some good results in this one.
Yeah,
But Ollie Spencer and Craig Thompson, that's a good pairing.
Yeah, Craig had a win, didn't he, in one of the heats?
But
I don't think.
But he has also didn't do much else, did he?
No, that's a very good point. We have got the final billing now, so we're just working our way through them, working out which ones have qualified and which ones haven't. Stockscart unfortunately hasn't made this one again, which is a shame. Slick just about
he's having no luck really.
No, like you said, he's a quick driver, but he just gets in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not by his own faults necessarily.
No, not at all.
But yeah, I suppose that's racing at the end of the day, though. It does happen, doesn't it? So we need to try and get some of these drivers in now. Have we got Grant Leather in? We've not, so that's one driver we're missing. Grant has joined, great. Terry's. It feels like a school register. This Terry is in. Jumbo is in.
Yeah.
Sean Bowman, yeah, he has joined. Do we have Ollie Spencer? That could be the driver we're missing if we've not.
I didn't hear anybody say anything there, so I don't think.
No. So we'll see
maybe somebody from the back of the class. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll get the cane out.
Oh no, Ollie is in. Ollie is in at the top. How did I miss him?
Oh,
Okay, Gillen.
no,
Gillen is in. Liam Rose, yep. Sean Bowman just joined. Sleeman, who we just spoke to, is in. Ashley Crofts, yes. Shadow Luke, yes. Richard Smith, Redshed, yes. And Slick. So have we got everyone there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14. We are ready to go. So again, if there's any driver you want me to start with, now's the time to say. As we go into this 15-lap final, if we don't get anyone, then we might pick. We might actually go on board with Sleeman, seeing as we just talked to him. We'll see how he gets on at the start of this final.
That's probably a good choice in that one. Do you have a favourite? Someone to put a curse on for this one?
Someone to put a curse on.
Well, that's the only way of putting it, isn't it? Because as soon as you pick a favourite, they go in the wall.
Yes, that's true. Let's go with Ollie for this one. I'd like to see Ollie get a win on this one.
So you'd like to see Ollie go in the wall? Right, okay.
No.
I'm joking.
Let's see him get a win on this one, because pace-wise, I think he's up there with them on this track, isn't he?
Definitely, yeah. I don't think he's had a win tonight, I could believe. He's been quick all night, to be honest, on both tracks.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
I nearly just got wiped out. The moving toilet there.
You was lining up with the...
I've just been jacked up, Scott.
I thought you was lining up with the blue tops. Okay, so we are on board with Sleeman. Somebody's asked for Liam Rose. We will hopefully jump on Liam Rose a couple of races in. Richard Smith, I don't know what he's up to there at the front. He's trying to push Liam Rose back. I don't know what's going on there. So we're sat on board. It's a very interesting lineup, this. I mean, it is difficult on a figure of 8 track like this. Richard Smith is... What? I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea what's going on. But they're off.
Liam Rose is gone. And Richard Smith...
Definitely a talking point there. I think there's going to be a letter drop through Richard Smith's door during the week, asking him to attend a disciplinary hearing on that one. Probably
not the only thing he'll be talking to him about.
Sleeman gets into turns, I think we'd call that turn 3 and 4, and he's got a nice gap between him and the Reds. He's managing to weave through some of the traffic. Matt Barnard already coming past him. Again, at this stage, 2 laps into a 15-lap final, you don't need to get hasty on this, just let the drivers go past if they want to go past. We'll try and jump on board with Liam Rose, with him being our leader. He'll be the last driver I get to. There he is. Okay, and here he is out front. A nice lead. Richard Smith already on off-out. There's something gone on there between these two drivers. I don't know what the crack is.
Richard Smith just got collected and just thought, you know what, I've had enough. And he's going again. Here he comes for Liam Rose again, and he missed this time. And it looks like he's going for somebody else, and he's massive head on there for Ollie Spencer. But as we look at it
home on a banger track.
And he's going through him again. Oh, and he misses him again. It's only a matter of time before he gets clobbered.
His time is not great, which is the only thing saving Liam Rose at the moment.
Yeah, it's not going well for him. Craig Thompson is breathing down his neck, though. He's in second.
Yeah, what do you know what happened to Matt Barnard? Because he was up there in third at one stage, and he's dropped all the way back to 11th.
I failed to see what happened, whether he was one of the drivers collected in the Richard Smith calamities that were going on.
Yeah.
Possibly, because there was a few drivers that were involved in that. Oh, and we've just seen Ollie Spencer get absolutely destroyed on the T-bone with Ashley Croft. And that's Ollie nearly out of this one. That ain't good for him again.
Commentator's curse well and truly in effect there.
Exactly what we said before. And sent him a message before saying that was all your fault.
Two drivers that look like they're having a good battle is Grant Lever in 4th and Jim Slatter in 3rd. Am I right in thinking Grant took one of the heat wins? He took heat 1, didn't he? And Jim Slatter took heat 3, so we've got Craig in 2nd as well, who took heat 2. So the 3 heat winners are all on chase now for Liam Rose, who's in 1st place, who must be feeling the pressure at this point. Grant Lever doesn't seem to have quite the same smooth motion that Jim Slatter has, but he just keeps it going around the track.
Yeah, definitely. We're so that's Richard Smith that's gone out.
He's off.
So
he's off
like,
the track now. Get his car
Liam
repaired
Rose
for the team race.
All he's got to worry about now is the crossover, really.
Definitely.
But, Craig is quite far behind now. Probably a good corner, full corner behind on him.
Yeah.
And Jim Slatter is chasing down.
He is
Craig.
catching. We are on board with Jim now, and Jim, I think, is the one with the pace to maybe trouble Liam Rose at the front if he can get past Craig Thompson cleanly. Jim has gone round on a 29.2 presently. Even faster. I didn't know a 29.2 was possible in a car like this. Maybe in some of the other cars in the game, but that's very impressive.
No, definitely. We'd probably like to see him against some of us. It'd be interesting to see where he'd fit in.
Definitely been near the top. And Craig Thompson's just been taken out on the crossover. I think that was Grant Lever that took him out on the crossover. Grant's down in 12th now, and in fact Grant's just been wrecked. Yeah, we were on board with Grant for quite some time in 4th.
And Thompson just can't get going. Thompson's been clobbered again. That was by Bowman there. And he just put a revenge hit on Bowman.
I think all the leaders just been taken out. Liam Rose has been taken out by Ollie and also by Sleeman. Liam Rose is getting a lot of stick out on track today.
And that Spencer's just gone out. Spencer's been wrecked there. That's all your fault, Twisty.
Well, I mean, he wasn't the first one wrecked, so not complete commentator's curse. That's what I'm.
No, but Jim Slatter is all over Liam Rose. He is absolutely flying as he looks for the outside. He's definitely the fastest man here.
We're on board with this battle. It's a great little battle. It's another car going the wrong way there. I didn't catch who that was.
Liam Rose on the defences there. Jim up the inside. Liam Rose has gone in the wall. Jim is absolutely flying. Will Liam Rose come back at him on the inside? Liam Rose is trying. He
looked like he
forward,
tried.
He misses. And he's messed himself up there, and that's allowed Jim to absolutely get away now. Craig Thompson's on offer for Liam Rose.
That's the driver. Well, I said there was one, didn't I? Whoa, hello. We'll jump back on with the action here. We'll get that back on chase.
Craig Thompson's just been collected by Ashley Croft on the crossover. And Liam Rose has just took a massive head on from Craig Thompson, and that's Craig Thompson been taken out. Liam Rose now he's been took out by
he's been collected again, and Sleeman takes him in the wall. Wow.
And that's Adam that's just collected him as well. Liam Rose is nearly out of this one.
He must have thought, halfway through that he had this race sewn up and in the bag, especially when Richard Smith went out. But the drivers are set about taking him out there. He still, though, miraculously sits in 4th place. But is he going to survive? Is he going to survive 3 laps with this minimal amount of health? We'll jump back onto the battle for 2nd place. Very close at the moment between Matt Barnard and Terry. I think Matt's gone a long way tonight towards securing that 3rd place. Terry slows down for the crossover. That's allowed Matt to try and go. I think Matt was trying to go around the outside of him there, but nearly spun Terry out.
Looks like he's going for a spin, but he didn't pay off.
Good spinning now.
This time?
That was a much better move. Now Matt just needs to hope that Jim gets taken out on the crossover potentially. Richard Sleeman. Oh no, that's Ashley Cross that's just pulled out in front of Matt. He's not got much in the way of health though.
Jim nearly just got hit on the crossover by Bowman, but he's way out front though on lap 14. So as the
Matt Barnard's just been taken in the wall by Ashley Croft. This is turning into
as Jim Slatter takes the last lap board. are we going to see a dominant victory from him? Unless we see a back marker get in the way, I think Jim's got this one.
His lead isn't as big as it once was. Oh, there's a he just managed to avoid that on the crossover. That was Sean Bowman and Ashley Crofts, I think, on the crossover.
And that's only 4 drivers left going. I think.
Wow.
I think that was Matt's chance there for the win, and that's Jim's took it there. A comfortable win. Very, very good. And I mean, it's good to see Matt Bardon. Looks like he possibly...
He's going to get taken by Terry.
And Terry takes second place, and that's Matt Bardon in third. And then Richard Sleeman, the man that we spoke to before, as long as he can just keep it off the wall with very little health, as he comes down the final straight, he's going to take 4th place with the last car running. Absolutely fantastic. I'm sure he'll be happy with...
down.
No, he's a lap down, so he's still got a lap to go.
Down. He needs to try and finish this.
Yeah, as he crossed the line, I thought, why is he still going? So it's not good for him, but hopefully he'll be hoping to get the whip, get a finish. He'll be happy with that.
He should get a finish here, providing he doesn't clip a parked car or one of these two. He's gone up the back of Matt, so Matt's already finished though, and Sleeman does come home in 4th. Yeah. Wow. Interesting
28.9. That is absolutely rapid. Jim. Oh my God. No, the closest lap time to that is a 29.6 from Matt. That's just unreally fast.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, there's not a lot you can say really about that sort of speed. You just got to hope as he gets taken out on the crossover, and I think he did get taken out a few times, but not enough for the other drivers to capitalise. So we're going to get rid of some of these reds and superstars.
As you just get ready for the teams, I'm just going to go for a quick toilet break, if that's all right with you for a second.
Mate. You go for it, yes.
And hopefully we'll be nearly ready for the first team race. So back in a second.
So we just try and get these drivers in now. Part of the issue I'm having here is remembering which drivers are yellow and which drivers are blue. 6. So I think we've got 6 in. I think we're just missing Richard. Richard Smith, if he's still on. He was last seen a minute ago, so we might miss him. And I think we're missing H-Man. So we'll see if we can get H-Man back in. He is still online, so we'll get him in. And if Richard isn't on, then it's going to be another 3 on 4, which is a shame. So what I'm just suggesting is that maybe one of the Blue Roos jump in here, because that should make it even on both races then. So I think Sean Bowman has put himself forward to jump in. So we'll get him in.
Right,
Oh.
I'm back. Are we? How are we getting on?
Well, what we're doing is Sleeman's going to come in and join this one because Richard Smith's gone offline, which has made it uneven teams.
Okay.
So we're getting one of the blues in because if you think back to the first meeting, the Reds, Blues and Superstars race was uneven. So this should now make it even in both.
Right, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Although, we currently have 5 Reds.
So we're just waiting for the last.
Okay, so I think if we get ready and get set, we should be ready to go with this first of the 2 team races.
I mean, I'm quite happy to help the blue team if they want in the honey pot, but I don't think it'll be much use.
There's one gone in a Grand Duke and one in a Vandal, which is interesting. I'd suggest the one in the Vandal is going to be very disappointed about how strong that van's going to be. I am right off the front, so I'm just going to retire.
This is going to go well. Oh,
and,
you've been destroyed.
I've been destroyed.
Sleeman's got your got stuck on your car. You just ruined Sleeman's race.
Evans just clipped one of them tyres we was talking about. Story out front. What we might try and do is jump on board with Liam Rose because he is no doubt going to be the one getting the action in this one. I'd have to suggest. Currently sits in 4th place. Story still out in front with H-Man Harley in 2nd. You can see the dots on the little radar there on the left, just above the car. The dots turn blue and red depending on which team you're on. So Liam is on the red team. Thomas Andrews is parked up, not moving. I don't know whether that's some sort of strategy.
He's just started moving again now. He's just got in the front of the way of Bullock. I don't know what that's about.
Points-wise, this is looking like it could be a very close race, this, because as the Reds go across the line now, they take the lead. But I believe Story in first is a blue.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Story's in blue, but you've got 2nd, 3rd and 4th are all red, and then 5th, 6th and 7th are your blue team.
Just watching behind us there, Harley took out Craig Thompson, who is on his team. Is Craig going to repay the favour here on Harley? Or was it a genuine mistake? Obviously, we don't know what the drivers are thinking and saying.
Adam
to
Bartlett
each other.
is just stopped on the crossover. I don't know what he's doing there for the blue team. Harley Spencer's just gone flat out, give him a flat out head on there.
On board with Craig Thompson, who has just slowed right up. This is going to be interesting now. What's he going to do here? He's parked up. This is an interesting move. And there goes the leader.
Duke, remember?
So, so
who's he waiting for?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. He's now pulled out
just
in front
getting
of
moving.
Sleeman.
Sleeman's one of the blue drivers.
Here he goes. Is he going to take him out? There he goes. Round he goes in behind.
So allows Liam Rose up to 2nd.
Now he's decided to put Liam Rose in as well. I don't know what's going on with these guys.
Oh, that Thomas Andrews just been ruined.
We'll jump on board with Liam Rose and try and catch some of this action here. Be interesting to find out. Is Liam Rose?
I don't know how it happened, but Sleeman's in first. Sleeman's in first with Tom Story in second.
Story must have been taken out. Let's jump on board with Story. Because we've not seen much of him in this second meeting. Thomas Andrews is wrecked again first. It's just been one of them nights for him. I think he just needs to load his car up, get home as quick as he can, and forget about this weekend.
Yeah, it's been a shame for him, and I'd like to see him get a win at some point. I mean, he's been one of them drivers that you sort of want him to get a win now because he's such a quick driver and just no luck at all.
Maybe he'll save it for the Gold Roof race.
Well, we'll see. You know, if he qualifies.
That's true. I mean, we've got one more meeting next weekend, which is at Rockfield Rough Spot, and then the following weekend is your Gold Roof meeting.
Rockfield, that'll be an interesting track. That's an interesting one.
It's an interesting choice, that one, isn't it?
Bullock's just been wrecked in one hit by Craig Thompson. Bullock had half his health left. Oh my God.
We're down to 4 drivers left, and somehow Liam Rose is still going, which is impressive considering all the drivers seem to be going for him, including his own teammates. I think you've got to give it to him to get that car.
But he's the only red team going. It's going to be a dominant victory for the blue team as Tom Story takes the win with Sleeman in second. Liam Rose for the red team comes over third, and then Adam Bartlett, wherever he is, I think he's there he is on turn 4 now. He should be coming down to take 4th place. So an interesting one that. Oh, he's a lap down.
Proving good action there though from them guys. Very entertaining stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, obviously, we don't want to see too much in the way of wrecking, but it is entertaining when it happens. So now we'll get the rest of the drivers in for the second team race. And what is the final race of the night, which I think, considering we started all them, I think, what was it, 5 hours ago now? It's not been it's not felt like that. It feels like it's gone by pretty quick, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean it's been good. I've enjoyed watching it. It's been a good laugh. I've enjoyed some of this action tonight. The usuals of usual people have had it entertaining. If there was an entertainer of the meeting, I think it'd be close between Craig Thompson and Richard Smith.
Someone's just asked in chat who is Purse Champ, and that's a very good question, but one I don't think I can answer personally. So as we get rid of Sleeman for this one, with him doing that first race, Liam Rose has to go as well. He did that first one. So we're just missing, I think, a few drivers. Who are we missing? Shadow Luke we're missing. Do we expect to see any revenge shots in this one, Sean?
I think we will. I think it'll a good way to finish your night off is put your enemy in the wall.
Definitely.
Are we meant to only have three reds?
Well, we're just inviting some of them now. I think a few of them have.
Oh, well, there are 3 reds, 3 blues. Oh, we're even. Now 4.
Whilst he looks like he's got a gamer tag that will suggest he knows what he's doing.
That is a hot stop.
Saying that. That's the same number as Shadow Luke. Is that his second account? I will just check in chat that I've not kicked out a driver who should be in. I've got a feeling I probably have. We'll try and get this race underway as soon as we can, folks, to get this meeting finished off. 7, yeah. So we are just missing. Okay, so I think that's Luke coming in now. So his account certainly looks like a Brisca. Yes, that is Luke. Well, it's a Smith. We know it's a Smith. That's the main thing. So we can get this race underway and get this night finished.
Yeah, this is his brother or something, or maybe it's another account.
Well, either way, it's a Smith. We got him in, and the teams are now even. And hopefully, once he's readied up, we can get going.
We have no idea who's driving the 507 machine, but we will see.
Yeah, obviously, as commentators, our job is just to focus on the action that's on track. Either way, it's his car, so
that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a fairly new account because all he's got is the rocket, and if that's all he's racing, he's going to find it very tricky out there in these conditions.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not a slow car, the rocket, but it's not a strong car either.
No, not in that class either. Not in the C class. My honeypot could probably give it a good run for its money, to be honest.
It probably will give it a good run in the first corner straight into the wall.
Well, that'd be a mess, wouldn't it? Oh, my word.
If you have enjoyed the action tonight, guys, don't forget the PlayStation 4 will be in the meeting tomorrow night. The meeting starts at 7 p.m, so starts a little earlier in the evening, so it'll be finished a little earlier as well. So get yourselves across there and cheer on your favourite drivers. I think Jim Slatter actually races on the PlayStation as well.
He does, yeah. Not as well. I think he's yellow on there, from what I was looking at.
Possibly. I mean, something in my mind is telling me that he is still a red, but he doesn't win as many races. Possibly Xbox is his preferred console, or maybe the PlayStation drivers are putting in faster times. I don't think that's the case. I think the Xbox drivers are the better drivers, obviously.
Well, the master race, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, we've done it again. We'll get the action back. I do apologise. Okay, back on board with
so Jim Slatter's out front. Ollie Spencer in second for the blue
jump
team.
On board with Ollie.
The red team are very dominant
we'll stay
here.
with Terry. As
They've
these
got,
three,
third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, these three try to chase down Ollie. Jim, who's in first, is also red team. So this is looking like a complete red wash, I think is what we'd call it. If these three can just chase Ollie down and get Ollie, then the blue team are going to be in some serious trouble. And I think at this stage, and Matt Barnard puts Ollie right into the fence, and that is Ollie gone. So we've now got the top four all red. He's going to need a blue team member to sacrifice himself here to stop this from finishing this way. Maybe go back to one of the blue tops. Let's stay on board with Ollie Spencer here. The front of his car absolutely demolished from that shot from Matt Barnard. I think
the red team are bringing it home as a comfortable victory in this one so far. Bowman's is your highest placed in fifth. unless some of the red team decide to start going wrecking in this one, they haven't got a chance. And as I say, that Bowman just puts someone in, and I'm just trying to work out who that was. It's actually Croft. He's gone upside down. That's I'll have Bowman up to 4th, but it's probably not enough.
It looked briefly
and,
like
Bowman just takes out the 507 car on the crossover there.
Yeah, it looked briefly like Ollie Spencer was maybe going to go on the Oppo, but I think it was just him putting himself in the wall there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He seems to be an all or nothing driver on the Xbox, Ollie, which I suppose you can afford to do on the Xbox because you're not paying for the damage, are you? So if it goes wrong,
No.
you just restart and your car's back to normal.
Yeah, definitely. It's it can be one of the disadvantages with the game as well.
Definitely.
No one cares.
Yes, and that was Terry going in the wall, courtesy of Ollie, but Sean Bowman trying to capitalise on it has gone straight into the front of Ollie Spencer. I think even if one of the blue team does manage to get to the front now, I think this race is done and over.
Ollie's on Oppo there for Ashley Croft, massive head on, and that's Ollie's nearly dead there on the home straight, and he's gone for a head on with Matt Barnard, and that's put Ollie out. And I would say that's probably
Sean Bowman going in on Terry.
Scrunching up packet of crisps there now.
Yes.
What a mess.
Sean Bowman through into 3rd place now. He's got a chance of winning this race, but not the overall points. The points are well in favour. Oh, he's just sacrificed himself for Jim, but Jim gets across the line in 1st still. Sean now on Oppo. He's going to have a go at Matt on Oppo. Matt manages to avoid him. We stay on board with Sean here. He's going the wrong way around the track. He's going to go for Terry. Oh, big head on. Did more damage to himself than Terry though. And that was a nice finish to that race as we go on board with Grant, following Terry across the line. Great action.
Ashley Croft to take 4th. And Bowman will hopefully take his 5th place. And Grant Leather in 6th. Also one of the last few left running. Probably not as action-packed as the previous one, and probably one of the more tamer team races, but might have something to do with the slight lack of drivers. As a few of the cars
possibly
have I think we've seen a little bit too much action and had a few mechanical issues, and sadly haven't been able to make it out for this one. But I think that was a good ending to a fantastic double header.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed myself there. It was nice to have the Hilltop figure 8 as a different track.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking forward to see how this series develops going into next week. So I think we'll leave it there. We'll have a short exit with it being such a long meeting. Make sure you get yourselves onto Facebook to the Brisca V8 page to keep up with details of what's going on. Make sure you're looking tomorrow on, I think it's going to be on YouTube, it's streamed, for the PlayStation 4 drivers.
Yeah, all the information should be on their Facebook page, I think.
It certainly will be. So thank you, Sean, for spending the evening with me.
No, thanks you for inviting me. And,
You're very welcome. We'll see you all next week.